And welcome to another edition of reacting to a developer live stream from Ashes of Creation. Happy COVID, everybody. We might as well just start getting used to it. So I got my fashionable COVID mask, something that I've given a few away because I'm allowed to give them away. I can't sell them to you. I don't know. I honestly don't know why Ashes of Creation isn't selling masks with their stuff on their store because it looks pretty. This is on a white one. I have some black ones, but I like the black ones more. It looks way better, but it looks really good. So, and for produced for Phoenix Radio, which I don't know if we're going to get around to that or not. It's a little early yet for that. Anyway, so let's get into the development video. So we're gonna. Looks like we're starting with our countdown. They're showing lots of art, so just kind of skip ahead. Oh, here we go. I have not seen this yet. Yeah, looks like we're very close to starting. Oh yeah, we were very close to starting. So I have not seen this yet because you guys seem to enjoy it live and all my tangents more. Because I can pause, give my opinions, stuff like that.
Hello everyone, welcome to the Ashes of Creation April development update.
Yeah, we can all wave.
All are having a lovely month and that you're super excited to join us and see what we've got in store for you. We have so much.
She's got lots of plant section. Very nice orchid, white orchid.
This is where we go through everything that we've done this month. We go through each of the different departments and all of the cool stuff that they want to show off. And we hope that you enjoy it. And with me, as always, is our one, the only.
Well, feel free to chime in, give your comments.
Besides a little.
I am stressed.
We have those days, okay. You know. I think people think like it's all fun and games, but it's work, man.
Yeah, last night we had some fun stuff happen on the build side that kind of pushed some of the recording I wanted to do to this morning, and
which
then
stresses me out.
Which stressed out Margaret, and then we started the recording, and I thought I started the recording, and we had a great record session.
It was so good.
It was so good.
It was perfect.
The recording didn't work, and I was so sad. Although Margaret, it's good. I guess it's good because Margaret had power issues. Your power went out.
I've never had that happen before, other than obviously in a storm and things of that sort. But my power fully went out, like in our entire house. We're like, oh no, what about the fridge? But it came back. So it was okay, but it was.
So
I'm more like, what about the computer?
Probably.
I do have 6 monitors, but I don't think that was a problem.
Oh, I just noticed how green you have. So many plants now. That's awesome. I love them.
I'm accumulating. I might have a problem.
Oh, look at the orchids. I love the orchids.
That's from you. John sent these.
Oh, is that our orchids? Yeah. Oh, cool.
He sent them to me for when my cat died. So it was very sweet of him.
I think John is Steven's husband.
So let's just not talk
I know.
If I remember in my research.
I'm doing pretty good. Had kind of the same morning as you guys did, except from the other side. But yeah, it's been good.
And Jeff Bard is our lead game designer, if you didn't know that. So I'm glad that you're doing well, Jeff. And of course, I'm your community marketing.
And Jeff is always entertaining because when he gets excited, his shoulders do that. You can always tell when he gets really excited.
Be covering today, and I'll give you
I really like reading the body language. It's always entertaining.
Our reminders that we'll go over. We have a studio update. We have a little bonus engineering video from them. And
I'm doing this full screen on my side, so if you see me looking side to side, I'm looking at my chat because I have a monitor here and a monitor there.
Video is? Because I was rushing so much, I didn't even...
Until I can afford to buy 2 smaller monitors to sit in front of me. But feel free to chime in with your thoughts and comments as well.
to some extent.
Some
but
of you
I
guys
guess
may have already
Steven
seen
and
this. I
sometimes
haven't.
Steven's like, I wouldn't show that, but it's okay. I like showing some of the nitty gritty stuff. And then of course we have an environment art update with some concept stuff as well, and in-game screenshots of the amazing work they've been doing. And you're going to see some of that in the video as well, in the design video. And then we also have the character art update, which is filled with all of the goodies.
We always
as
get
well.
art.
And then we have our Q&A.
Lots of
which,
art.
You know,
Oh, there's
you
a
all have
cat.
submitted some amazing questions.
There's a cat in the back there. Probably.
Joyce was telling me that it was so
Cat's
many
probably
pages
looking
long,
in the flower
but
pot
she
if it's a
has
good
been
place to go
amazing
to the
and gone through
bathroom.
all of it. And if you don't get your question answered here, it may be answered
Cats are notorious
over
for
on our
that.
forums after the
Yeah.
live stream, because she's awesome and just goes through all of them.
I mean,
and
we've got
tries to
5
answer
cats here,
especially
as
the
you,
ones that have
most
already
of you
been
know.
answered. So just do keep an eye on that stuff. And so I'll just quickly go through the quick reminders. First and foremost, I'll switch over here so you can see all the things. We have our monthly cosmetic swap over from the
Yeah,
Untitled Road,
none of
which is
these
scheduled
really
for May
did
5th,
anything for
2021
me.
At 11 a.m.
Got a little
Pacific.
Mad
Just
Hatter
noted in the
mushroom
news
thing.
article. We always let you know when they're going to swap over in advance, so you know how long you have to get them. A reminder that these are exclusive.
Quite the
and there's more
thorny toad.
information on that over on our KB article.
Big thorn coming out of its face there.
During this time, we'll also be adding in
Apparently
Alpha 1
the
pre-order packages, or the
toad's
Alpha
like
1
whatever
pre-order
this
package.
mushroom
We know
is.
that is something that people have been asking
The
about,
lead.
and we will be adding that. So that will be coming on May 5th, 2021.
Look at the hats.
You'll have upgrade paths.
They're like
for that,
mushroom
for folks who
sombreros.
already have pre-order packs. And of course, if you're a Kickstarter backer,
And their
there's already
boots look
upgrade
like they're
packs
like
in order
have
to
like the
get
mushroom
access to Alpha
fungus.
1.
It's like
And
they
more
ripped the
information
arms
will
off
be
this
in
guy
our
and just
May 4th sneak
wrapped them
peek
around their
news
legs.
Cosmetic article. We always do
Probably
this.
why he
We
looks
give
so
you an
sad.
update the day before, so that you, or sometimes even more in advance, about the new cosmetic set, so you know what's swapping over, as well as this one will include an FAQ about the Alpha 1 pre-order package, because we know there will be some extended questions, and we want to make sure that we're getting those answered prior. So as soon as that comes out,
Yes, that's what I'm
check
here.
out those Q&A
That's what I'm
questions,
really
ask
excited
questions, and then
mostly
if there's any
about.
other questions that come up, we'll add to that article as well if we see some more frequently asked questions that we didn't think of. But I think we're usually pretty good with our FAQs. That should cover all
See if
of
there's
that.
anything on the
Steven, I know
story
you
yet.
wanted to maybe preface something on that front as well.
Yeah, so guys and gals, just to preface yet again, I know in my director's letter I did give a stern warning about Alpha 1 and what to expect. This is
Yeah,
a true
lots of people are
developmental
going to listen to
alpha.
that.
There are going to be bugs. There's going to be unfinished systems. These are in very core fashion. The
kind of alphas I'm used to playing.
You are planning to purchase or upgrade the package. It is a high dollar value package. It's a $500 package. It needs to be that in this round, because we have to respect, obviously, those who came before you who are planning to purchase again. But do not purchase this package if you're looking to play a game. If you're looking to play Ashes
how
of
do you
Creation,
upgrade your
should not be
package?
purchasing an Alpha 1 package. I know it's weird. You probably never heard a company tell you not to do this.
We also tell you, don't buy the packages in general, like the monthly packages. Don't buy them if you're not, if you're not interested and you're not sure about it. Really, it's for the people who want to back our development path. And we've mentioned this before about what the cosmetics do, but all of those items allow us to create the world. They're the NPCs in the world. They help us make NPC variants. The clothing and costumes are costumes that we'll be putting on NPCs. Like, you're actually helping us create the world, and that is something that
Steven's
you're doing
not
along with us,
funding
and that is,
the game.
And
He's
most importantly,
he's
real
providing
role
the
of an
security,
alpha
but at the end of the
backer or
day,
tester
we are funding this
is to
game by
provide
buying this
feedback,
stuff.
is to test, and it
He's
is-
just
it is an
providing the
arduous
security
journey to be a
for
tester,
the
because
funding,
you're having to
right?
deal
So,
with delays, you're having
I
to
mean,
deal with
he will put some of his
bugs
own
and
money into it,
crashes
but
and fixes,
he'll
and
make all of his
you
money
are
back within the first
expected
6
to get
months of
feedback
launch.
in our forums on these,
or
on
first
our
year.
private alpha forums. You're
my
in our,
guess.
You're in the
I mean,
NDA,
this is an investment for
Discord
him.
channel, interacting with the devs, and just playing the waiting game. Now, obviously, we're going to have a lot of bug fixes and stuff. That we go
So yeah, I
through
have
that
to
we
find
have
out how
been
do we
going through, and
upgrade
we're trying to get it in a good spot
from the
so-
shop.
so
Is it
things-
just going to
so things
show
are
up?
gonna go well, but just keep in mind, you are not purchasing Alpha 1. For those of you who are interested in that, and I know we've had a lot of interest in it, you are not purchasing Alpha 1 to play Ashes of Creation. You are
Nope.
purchasing Alpha 1 if you do so to test it and to give us feedback, and that's a responsibility we expect you to hold.
You're buying
dear.
it to break the game as
So
often
let me-
and
I'm
as
trying to give
consistently
you
as
much of
possible,
a
and
a
provide bug reports
stern warning warning
about
as
how did you
possible
do
so
it.
you understand. Now, obviously,
Is it
the package I
repeatable?
think is priced and has goodies in it that
Can
are
you
good. There's a
repeat
lot of
it?
game time there.
How
There's
do you
credits.
repeat
There's
it?
cosmetics. And when you calculate those
How many
things,
different ways
obviously
can
the
you
alpha isn't.
cause the
I think
same
the
issue
alpha's
to
like
happen?
$50 or something if you try to calculate all the other stuff, or I don't know. We don't have necessarily a price for it, but just keep that in mind. So hopefully,
it will be similar to the package that you guys have been, if you've
the
purchased an
Intrepid
Alpha
pack.
1 package before, and then obviously the upgrade paths will be the diff against. So, and then obviously the item diff against as well.
Yeah, I mean, I would like
I
to
saw
get it.
someone in chat just says, "Take my life."
I think it's going to be
No,
a difference
Templar,
of
no, no.
what, 150 bucks. So I think I'll get it.
I think Stephen has basically been trying to say this, and if you read or checked out our creative director's letter,
What do you mean,
another element. Definitely go check
What do
out
you mean
that
tired
creative
of the
director's
BS?
letter.
Well,
We
I
really
need it
tried to
because
set the
it'll
expectation
boost
here
my
that,
channel.
this is not a final product. That it is alpha. There will be bugs. So if you're watching,
Yeah, it'll be
streams and
about what,
stuff, keep that in
150
mind in
Americans. So
YouTube
it'll be
videos. I know there will be
$200
people
for me,
who
a little
cover
more than
our
that.
content and judge us
Trying to
as
save
if
some
we
money.
really are a final product, but we just want to
Yeah.
preface that you're going to see the journey, and it's going to be.
But I'm used to. I mean, I've been
even
doing
the
alpha
tests, if you looked
testing
at kind
for
of the
20
past
years
content before I
in
even
various
started,
various
you can
games.
see how much has changed, and it's quite amazing.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, obviously, I know we've said this often in the past, but like, there's obviously different groups of people who are really invested.
I'm looking
and
at the
follow
shop.
game religiously, and then those
So I'm
who are
hoping it'll just
kind
show
of innocent
it'll show up
bystanders that,
in the
like,
shop.
see, some press release every now
There'll
and
probably be
then.
something on the forums.
There's going to be people out in different gaming communities that look at what Alpha 1 is, and they're going to say, oh, see, look, this doesn't look good, or it's buggy, or whatever.
They'll come back, Stephen.
No, I know, no. I have no concern about that. Like, in my opinion, it has been a far more beneficial approach from a transparency standpoint to show active development.
Yeah,
even if that active development isn't as pretty
there's
as
some good topics actually in
what
the
game
forums.
is
They
going to
should
be
start
obviously at launch, but it's
covering
important that the community be a part of the process and gets to see the actual. I mean, we're a really ambitious project, and there's not very many projects at our scale that do transparent.
They do take a lot of time. An alpha
So
does take a lot of
it's
time.
a great thing for the community to be involved.
And you
with.
have
We've gotten a lot of great feedback. We've made changes based on that feedback. And
part of the alpha process too is a lot of scheduled events, right? So you have to. Well, you would like to be as flexible as possible so you can participate in those scheduled events as much as possible, so that you can help them with the multiplayer functions and features, right? That you can't otherwise do because there's running around and just trying to pixel jump, fall through the world, find cracks, find places that just don't work right or don't look right. Obviously, testing abilities and stuff like that is part of it. Testing, there's a lot of systems you can test on your own, but there's also a ton of systems where it's literally going to be, hey, everybody, we're going to teleport you to this location and do X, Y, Z. You're going to run into those kinds of situations, and you need to be online to do those things. And yeah, don't expect to just run around and just kill mobs and level up. There might be a time where, they'll say, hey, everybody, we're going to make you level 4. And we want you to run around in this area and, do this or whatever. Because there's different nuances of numbers, right? They wanted to check different database systems and whatnot. So it's not like you get to go from level 1 to level 10 and have that progression. There's going to be times where you might roll in at level 10. There might not be a level 1 to 10. You might log into the alpha and you are level 10 and you get to mess with the tree and stuff like that, because really at this point there's no purpose in going from level 1 to 10. There's probably not going to be a lot of obviously we're not going to have all the content. They're keeping a lot of lore under their caps right now, so there's probably a lot of quests that just aren't going to be available because they don't want to give things away. So I wouldn't be surprised if you pop into this alpha and you're level 10, because everything they show has been level 10 so far. So again, so I mean, following what Steven's saying here, don't expect to play a game. This isn't, at this point, it isn't a game, right? At this point, it's a piece of software that's still in development. And thanks to Steam Greenlight and early access and stuff like that, we've kind of, in the last 7 years or so, been kind of brainwashed about what an alpha is, and what betas are, and it's all changed. I've you know like I said, I've been helping with alphas and betas for 20 years. I was in WoW's late alpha, so that was one of the first ones, right? But I'd say the biggest game I was really involved in was Auto Assault. Love that game. It's a shame that devil killed it. Uh, I mean, I still have hats. I have autographed art. I mean, I got like some good stuff from Net Devil, because I was really helpful, and it was a lot of fun. But like that game had so much potential, really really good potential, and unfortunately it just got killed. But anyways, let's continue the video. So it's not a
People
3 hour
get to feel a part of this
live
process,
reaction.
and that's an important thing, I think, more so than the downside of people taking a glance and saying, oh, this is the product, like, that's not what I expected.
Yeah.
I have full confidence that those types of people, they come around every press beat. Every time there's some like Alpha 1 or Alpha 2 or Beta, they're going to see the press reports, they're going to see the content creators, and they're going to see what the product looks like in an evolutionary state. They're just not going to have full context that people who are part of the community religiously see and know. But when we get down the road and Alpha 2 comes out and Beta comes out and eventually Launch comes out, I have no problem. I think we'll recapture that audience, obviously, so I have no real concerns about that. But just for you guys to make sure you understand, it's an alpha, help to spread that message and awareness so that people know.
And, all of our social platforms right here on the right side of me, or maybe it's on the left when you're watching. But those are the great places. We constantly post on there. I mean, for a game that's, still in development, we're posting stuff all the time and keeping people engaged and letting you know what new things are coming out. And even if you don't watch our live streams, we do try to keep people updated on the content that's within our live streams. So for those of you hardcore folks, a lot of that content might not be new, but I think for the people who maybe don't follow so closely, hopefully we're keeping them up to date on everything that's going on. Now, on the other side of it, we still have some more updates. On the community front, we've got a lot going on. So, of course, last month we had our dev discussion, which was what kinds of tools or rewards most encourage you to become involved in a mentorship program, either as a mentor or a mentee.
I haven't looked at that thread much. I would say honestly, mentoring, it should kind of fall in with your guild rewards. With building your guild.
Crafting. I know folks have been
That would
wanting
be
to
my-
talk about crafting. We're ready to talk about it now.
My
so definitely,
kind of
if you
initial
care about
point of view
crafting
on
or
that.
You have a friend who cares about crafting. Go tell them.
I love
to
crafting.
get involved in this discussion.
I will
so
definitely
that
have
we,
to get involved
can
in the
get their
crafting
feedback.
thread, I think.
Times, like
I know the
said before,
forums are so
that
toxic half
feedback
the time.
pretty much
I
is in line
really
with our
try to stay
designs,
off
but
of
it's
them.
always great to
I'll read
ensure
them,
that
but
we're on the right page, that we're thinking of all
there's
those
just like
things,
5 or
and
6
sometimes you guys
people
think of
that
something
are
that we didn't
just
think of,
not
or
very
you have a
nice.
problem that we are
I
able
find
to
them to be
address in
quite
other
toxic.
means. So definitely let us know, and we'd love to hear your feedback. And of course, you can still go back and give us mentorship feedback as well.
I mean, there are some good
If
ideas, and there are some very.
You know that we have been doing guild gatherings as well. We are starting.
There's
to
some
build out
very
those social
intelligent
systems now, and
people
guilds are a
with some
massive
fantastic
social system
ideas
within
on the forums too.
MMORPGs. And we asked you guys this month,
Yeah.
how do you measure your
Yeah, a lot of
success
people
as
are
a
not
guild
nice. That's
in
true.
a game? What kind of things would you like to
I
see
try
in
to be nice to
documentation
people,
help you
but
measure that success?
I mean, if
We've
you're
already
not nice to
submitted a lot
me,
of great feedback
I give
for
it as
us.
good as
I know the dev team
I
is going
get.
to
You know,
take
if you're
that
not nice to
and,
me, then
with all of
then I'm
the
not
feedback.
nice to you
And of
after the
course,
fact.
Next month, we will be talking about team building. And, obviously there's a lot that goes into team building. So really give us your feedback. Let us know, because we want to be able to provide you those systems.
Well,
We
team
wanna be able to
building
provide you
is
that type
all
of
about good
content. And if
communication.
you guys give us, the feedback that you want, then,
Yeah.
we'll make it come to fruition. That's our goal. And of course, last but not
Yeah,
least,
team building
we
is mostly
have
about communication.
our upcoming schedule.
That's
And
an
that
awesome
is
looking
going
black
to
screen.
be, May 14th through May 21st, which is our Alpha 1 preview playtest. It's a week-long playtest, and we'll be sending out some emails.
I wonder if she has
to
a
everybody
stream
who's
deck.
eligible for that. Most of you already know if you're eligible, but do keep an eye. We'll be sending an RSVP email along with
Ends of my
a
mustache have
Discord
twisted
Connect
in,
so
and
that
they're
you can
poking
connect
me
your
in the
Discord
cheek.
account. You should also have access to a forum section and all of that jazz. And we'll just try to keep you guys informed on all of the things as we move forward. Toast does an amazing job of also putting together a great, FAQ doc, as well as grab some information from design so you know what classes are available, what systems are available, what things we're testing, what type of feedback we're looking for. So just keep an eye out on that. And last but not least, I know I have a lot today for community reminders. Content creator
Meadow
program.
Hawk's gonna
We know
come
that
join the
people
stream.
have been asking about it, and
Hello.
the revamp is very close. So we're hoping to be able to announce that next week. So stay tuned. And
Hello.
we're excited to have you all join the journey with us. We have a lot of cool things.
Well, you guys will get to enjoy this part on the live stream. I'll just edit it out when I go to put it on YouTube. Oh, you got some more Tupperware. And what is it? Oh, and you pull it like a lawnmower? Yes. Yeah. Oh. Nice. That way people know what we're talking about here. So this is bonus content for people who are watching this live. So so this is a lid on something, and it's a hand blender. And then there's a little knobby here in the middle. So, oh, we got blades. So you got some it's got some plastic stuff on here. So I'm guessing, how do you lock that on so it doesn't fall off? Because that's not.
Actually, I think it's. I don't know what it is.
It's not even magnetic.
Oh, it's got an extra piece.
Oh, there's an extra. Oh, okay. Well, that would make sense because that's not going to get into anything. Ah, okay. So you basically. Oh yeah, that's not even. There you go. That's kind of. So bonus content. We're selling Tupperware apparently.
It's cool. Looks fun.
I should actually start selling Tupperware. I'd probably actually make some money. But nice. Well, that's kind of cool. So yeah, bonus content for my viewers. So we'll make sure this. It's a chopper. Get to the chopper. Oh yeah, there you go. Yeah. Oh. She's got it figured out. Throw some garbage away here. Cool. Yeah, so bonus content for you guys. I don't know if maybe I'll put this one up on on the subscribe star or something. People can watch bonus content. So, did you have fun with the kids? Yep. Did you go to the PARK? Yep. Yeah.
Harper's a grandma's baby.
Well, we already know that.
Yeah, she's super sucky.
Nice. Well, she enjoys your company.
Grandma's girl. I'm gonna try shrimp.
Shrimp?
In the air fryer tonight.
Oh, yeah, we got an air fryer yesterday. So, shrimp in the air fryer. That sounds nice too. Yeah, and apparently Upfront Poop Dog knows all about Tupperware because he was saying, it's a hopper, should be 3 pieces, or chopper. Yeah, so Upfront, he must. There you go. If you're looking for a new job, you should be like a Tupperware salesman. You seem to know your stuff already. So, yeah. Hello. Okay. Well, welcome back. And back to the stream. Upfront Poop Dog loves cooking. And she's a good cook too. She's really good. I enjoy her food. Okay, back to the stream. That was a little bit tangents, right? Okay. So Meadow Hawk is left. Back to the stream.
Planned, and hopefully you're excited as well. And with that, I'm going to move on over to our studio update so that Steven can tell us.
I need
a
like
little
an
bit
on-air
about what's been
button
going
or
on
like
in
a
our
red
studio,
light
which is
outside the
a
door.
lot.
All the
Yeah,
things.
a lot. Absolutely. So we are finally seeing the light at the end of the tunnel with getting back into studio together once again. A lot of work has been done over this last month. We've had a fun time. All the leads picking out furniture for the new studio, doing walkthroughs of the studio.
I did watch
making
one of their
sure that-
walkthroughs on
Yes, Jeff
Instagram,
did
I
win the
think.
chair battle. He selected the chair, so if anybody in the studio doesn't like them, you can blame
I
Jeff.
do
No,
want to say this. It has been cool that you've allowed all of the leads to be part of that process. I've worked at a lot of companies where we've moved studios and we have not been. So I think that that's really, you could have easily
Yeah.
just decided on all of the things without the rest of us.
Well,
So
I
know we
think it's
appreciate
more.
it.
I think it's fun to be inclusive in those things, in everything I try to do. Obviously, I enjoy the extra voices, and I think it's an important part of this being a collaborative
good
effort,
leadership.
even down to the chairs.
I want to say on the chair front, we had a variety of like.
That's showing
So
good
many
leadership.
I'm like a very
Because
tiny
that
person,
increases
everyone else is
personal
giant.
investment
So
of your
definitely
staff.
Interesting to see what kind of
Right? You
chairs
get them
different
more
people
personally
liked.
involved.
Yes,
You know,
it was
then
fun to see
you know,
The
that.
chair you guys decided on, I feel like
yeah,
I
you
can't
create more
push that
loyalty.
experience.
It was
Um,
like a catapult. For
you know, you
you.
help
It's super
maintain
comfy, though,
passion.
honestly, I love it.
But we figured out how to adjust
interest.
it, and I think I'll be fine.
So
Oh, there's a
we've been
couple
doing
of cats
lot
now.
of stuff on that front for the studio.
Margaret's,
we're hoping to be back
stream.
in. It's looking like we're going to start phasing in June 15th up until July 1st, and by that period of time, we should have everybody in the new studio. Once we're situated and everything's good, I know Margaret is just waiting to do tours and videos.
Tours, dev updates,
Yes.
dev diaries. We want to bring that back. I have to do a whole slew of headshots because I need to take pictures of everyone in the studio that's joined us. We have so many things that we want to do.
For
and then
ID
obviously
cards,
a lot
I'm
of
sure.
behind the scenes on social. So definitely follow us on
Probably
social.
for the security
because
system
we'll be
and
taking
stuff.
Pictures more like candid style, so nothing too crazy,
Yep.
but kind of over the shoulder stuff that you can see what people are working on as we move forward. It's going to be cool to be able to do that kind of stuff again.
Absolutely. It's going to be great, obviously, also for our hiring strategy to attract new team members. You guys can take those tour videos and spam them on all the socials to all your favorite devs and say, why aren't you working at Intrepid? No.
Our live stream updates we'll all be all together in the same room again. It's a different type of
Exactly.
atmosphere.
Room.
I feel like when we're all together.
Yes, absolutely. So
We will have
things
to
are
see
going
what
well.
we can
We're
do
still
to get
hiring.
you
We're gonna
in
have
that
some fun hiring
Alpha
phases.
1.
As soon as we're back in studio, it's going to be virtual.
Well, I
and
got to
physical.
figure out when it goes
Job
up for
fairs we're
sale.
planning
I
to
mean,
do.
I
We
can
a
buy
lot
it
of
right now.
space
I
in
have
the
enough to
studio
buy it
that's
right now.
Huge, and we are going to be
Like I said,
hiring
I've been
a
putting
lot
a little bit
new,
of money
amazing
away.
talent, so we're very excited about that. Otherwise,
I've been
development's
trying to
moving
budget
forward. We're
for
team is doing a stellar
different things.
job. The world is beautiful. The mechanics are up and running.
Oh,
And,
the world is amazing.
we're getting a lot of great performance gains.
Oh, thank you very
in
much
play
for
tests,
the follow.
on the networking side as well. So
Great
we're very
bit.
excited to share that for Alpha. We're hard at work getting that stuff
Yeah, that's a
ready.
great pet.
And the studio
Kinda
is
tiny.
in a good state.
A great pelt.
Um,
Not an I or an L.
we're gonna move on to.
Well, thank you very much for the follow.
Design goodies, but first,
Welcome to the channel.
got a little engineering bit, and I'm gonna.
Yeah, I'm in Alpha 2 as well.
Yeah, I'm gonna walk
Yeah,
you.
what is
a
this?
surprise for you guys, but if you went
Thanks to
by
you
run of
guys.
show, you
I
wouldn't
mean-
be
Do you think I
surprised.
had
read it.
time to read the run of show? I was like
You know,
in there.
I mean,
I
upfront.
put this nice
for the most
document
part.
that's like,
Okay,
great
oh,
pelts
that's
then.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm
thanks
gonna check
mainly to
this
upfront.
video, and
I
I'm
mean,
gonna
other
talk
people
over it a little
contributed
bit
too, but
because,
yeah, you've
our
definitely
wonderful,
been one of the more
Kevin
significant
McPherson, aka
contributors.
Nick P, our engineer,
last,
does a
last
lot
year.
of amazing work. His team is also just
lead
phenomenal.
programmer.
For
Yeah.
sure.
That team they are like the glue for everybody. They make
Magic day in and day
You know,
out.
and I
So
really do
just shout
appreciate
out to
that.
them in general.
Right.
You don't get to
And
see
you
a
know
lot of
that.
updates
I can
from
I
engineering,
can never
but
seem to
There's not
express
actual
myself
code, it
enough.
looks like we're not.
So-
We've
No,
obfuscated anything
it's no
sensitive.
code. It's a visual thing.
I'm so scared
all
right now.
Okay, I kind of like making Steven wait. No, okay, we'll switch over to it. All right, here we go.
That
It's
ice
pretty
chunks?
Simple. I don't think you'll be that freaked out. So they're working
Oh,
on
this is the
performance
buoyancy stuff.
models
Okay,
that can
got
be
it.
Okay.
synchronized efficiently between client and server. What this is going to allow us to do
It's
is
for, like, the
it will be
boats and
used for
stuff.
naval adventures in the future. Performing time synchronized calculations on both the client and the server reduces the network.
Valheim
bandwidth
does a really
required
good job
to
at that.
support large numbers of buoyant objects. So, like all of the ships that will be out
Yeah.
there, and allowing us to support more of them at once. So, large siege
Pretty much.
battle or like large naval battle type of content pieces. Hopefully, down the line, right? So that's kind of it. Steven's like, is there anything that's not supposed to be there? Look at it.
I know. I'm so concerned. But
I think it's
yes,
good.
go
It looks
ahead.
good. Looks clear.
No,
No,
yeah, it
looks
looks
very
nice.
good.
Brown bear spawner.
There's a lot of physics, obviously, in the ocean that's intended between the buoyancy that's there for ships, for players, for pretty much everything going on in
Mobs.
the water has some type of buoyancy associated with it. So it's important to keep that relatively performant, and it's good to see that testing on the code side is already on top of it. We're excited for that aspect of Ashes. The naval content is always a fun thing.
We get a lot of questions about naval content. Obviously, it's not going to be in the Alpha 1 per se, but we do get a lot of
Yeah, 'cause
questions
that's a
about it.
stretch goal, so
no
I
reports
I
that
wouldn't.
You're not seeing in the Alpha 1 as well. So.
I see somebody says 5,000 bears on boats.
I mean, I honestly, if the whole naval combat, the whole naval system, outside of like caravans, like 'cause, maybe you need a caravan to go across like a river or something like that. Um, but as far as the naval, if that came out as a DLC 6 months after launch or something, I'd be okay with that because that is huge. I mean, adding that whole element of the naval system and combat and everything, that's a big element. And the ocean aspect of the game is, I mean, really, we're all, there's two separate continents on the map. For the most part, we don't need a lot of interaction immediately. So yeah, I would be okay with naval combat being something that comes down the road. If it's not in at launch, it wouldn't hurt my feelings. Because again, out of all of the systems that they're building in this game, I want them to do it right. And if you're trying to do too many things, then stuff starts to fall through the cracks, right? So let's make sure the node system works. Let's make sure the caravan system works. Let's make sure the guild castle or the castle systems work and the sieges. Let's make sure these elements that are fundamental to the game, they're massive foundational elements. Make sure they are good and strong and firm, and yeah, as a DLC, great. We can build ships, or something like that. I would imagine building a ship isn't going to be an easy thing, anyways. At least it shouldn't be. I think if you're going to start building boats and stuff, yeah, be a privateer. I think it should be something that is going to take some time, some effort. So at launch, again, if it's not there, it's not going to matter for a little while because nobody's going to have the ability to do it anyways because they don't have the resources or the levels or the abilities, the talents or whatever. So you're going to have some time before people even get to that point. So I think it's okay if they maybe make the naval stuff or the bulk of the naval stuff a future DLC. But that's just my opinion. And that's what this is. Reactions are just opinions.
Yeah.
5,000 bears on 5,000 boats.
You will have to
5,000
test it, but not 5,000.
that's funny.
Let's slim it down to like 200 versus 200.
All right, very well.
You gotta shoot for the stars, don't you?
That's true. You
Or wait,
aim
moon?
for
Aim for the moon,
shoot
hit
for
the
the
stars?
moon. Even if you miss, you'll land among the
There's
stars.
got to be some
There
kind
you
of like.
That's one of my
very
favorite
funny one.
motivational speakers, Les Brown. That's his saying. I love it.
It's very exciting.
So very.
Do you want to talk any more on that front, Stephen, at all?
No, I think
obviously-
that's good. I know everybody's waiting patiently to see the footage.
All right. Do you wanna
And
preface
although
anything
I'm
there?
not, let me preface that. So The first recording was amazing. Well, I should say the first run through. The recording actually didn't work, and I was so sad. But the second one's okay. But what we're gonna do after this, I just want to let you know. I'm gonna try to go through and do a little bit broader recording, obviously in 4K again, and we'll upload that to YouTube hopefully tonight or tomorrow. I'm not going to edit or cut anything. I just want to do another take and kind of explain a little bit more about the mechanics of the sieging and stuff. But what you guys are about to view now is one of the raid bosses that's in the siege zone. So as you know, we were talking about porting over the siege code out of APOC into MMO proper, and Alex has been doing an amazing job on that front. And the design team, I think Corey Rice and Chang and Chris Justo, each of them had a dragon to work on, right? There was the fire, the frost, and the forest dragon, and three of these are scaled up and they're built for a larger raid as part of that siege zone. So I'm going to explain a little bit about this in the video that I record again after the stream today and put up on YouTube in a little bit more detail. But keep in mind,
Steven hearted my tweet.
This is still a work in progress. This is the alpha. This stuff,
it's a shame that they have to keep harping on this stuff, right? It just goes to show how fragile the gaming community has become, and just how toxic it is. Because you shouldn't have to keep saying, early access and blah blah. We should already know this, right? Like this should. There was a time where you didn't even need to mention this kind of stuff.
And welcome to another 4K stream inside the Ashes of Creation Alpha 1 world. I am
got a couple of different mounts there.
Marketing lead, Luperza, aka Margaret Crone.
Hello.
Oh my God!
Oh, he's got the voice mod going.
Doctor.
I know. I had to. Sorry, just kidding. I'm excited.
Yeah, I think she's using a stream deck. It's probably the mainstream of gaming that's responsible for how much it has to. Oh, absolutely, 100%.
Senior producer on Ashes of Creation.
I mean, just think about all of the early access games, right? Like Anthem and stuff like that. Games that came out half finished. Cyberpunk. Being the biggest, latest game that clearly needed another 6 months to a year under the hood. But, the problem with gaming, and this is why I appreciate Ashes of Creation more than probably any other game that's out there right now, is it's all about the suits, right? It's all about the corpo rats, to borrow from Cyberpunk. It's the corporate shills. It's all about these investors, right? And it's like it can be investment funds and stuff, right? They get in to a development studio because it's got a good name, it's got a big name, so they throw a bunch of cash at these things, say, hey, we want to be a part of your next big project, and the studio goes great, and the investors are like, so about when can we expect, right? And game development, it's not a perfect science. So you say, well, an MMO takes roughly 5 to 7 years. And so the investors go 5 years. And so 5 years later, the investors start come knocking, right? Knock, knock, knock. Hey, we want to see what kind of return we're going to get on our investment. Right? And then the game developer's like, yeah, dude, we told you like 5 to 7 years. Yeah, it's been 5 years. Yeah, 5 to 7 years. And that's an average. It could take longer than that because this is a very ambitious project. There's a lot of things that we're trying to do that's never been done before. It was an estimation. It wasn't a promise or a guarantee. And then the investors goes, okay, well, we want our money back, or we want to start, they start pressuring these development companies, right? And they start saying, well, we promised X amount of money. We haven't given you all of that money, because they never give you all the money up front anyways, right? They may say, we'll give you $20 million from, say, one particular investor. We'll give you $20 million. So, well, we've given you $15 million so far. And if you're not ready to release or whatever, then we're going to withhold that other $5 million. So what ends up happening is these development companies basically have to start coming up with early access and pre-order sales and stuff like that to kind of fill in that money that the investors start withholding, and a lot of games I think ultimately have to be released before they're ready, to try and earn some of that money to satisfy the investor, but then the investor just takes their money, their profit or whatever, and they run, right. They go, thank you, right, and they're gone. They don't care about us as gamers. They don't care about the business. They just know that video games are one of the highest grossing industries in the world. Okay, like video games, I think, make more money than the movie industry. They make more money than the porn industry. They make more money than, I think, pretty much any other industry that's out there. When you look at video gaming from, the point of view of consoles to mobile devices to PC to arcade games, it's a huge, massive industry. So there's a lot of non-gamer types that get involved in these things. So again, what I really appreciate about Ashes of Creation is Steven is providing personal security to the game, right? Like when it first came out, Steven, oh, I'm funding the game. No, Steven's not funding the game. We're funding the game. He's providing financial security for the game, which basically means whatever we, the community, don't fund, he's promising to top it up as needed, up to $40 million, I believe is a statement that he said. And when the game launches and we're all paying our $15 a month, I mean, if 100,000 people pay $15 a month for the first month, how much money is he going to make, right? He'll make his money back in 6 months to a year, right? That's his personal investment, but because he's also personally involved and he's the only one in control, he's the single shareholder, other people can come in and say, hey, I'll give you X amount of dollars to help support the game and stuff like that. And there could be promissory notes and stuff, but he has the only controlling interest. These other investors aren't buying up shares, right? They can't call up a shareholders meeting. They can't call up a board of directors and say, hey, listen, you move on this or we're going to vote you out of your position. They can't do that with Ashes of Creation. And because he is very passionate about this project in particular, Steven's very passionate in general. If that in itself provides a lot more security than we've ever seen in video games since the likes of Blizzard, back when Blizzard Entertainment was gamers for gamers by gamers, and it's not a bunch of corporate suits like it's become now. And that's why Blizzard has been bleeding and hemorrhaging its top brass and developers and stuff like that, because it's just become it's all about the money. There's not a lot of passion. When you look at a game like Outworld, had high hopes, but everything I'm reading, it's not a finished game. It's almost there, but not quite. And we're seeing too much of that. We're seeing far too many games released before they're ready. There was a time when a game would come out when it was ready, and we the people, we the gamers would be like, yes, we're waiting, we're waiting, we're waiting. And when the game finally came out, it was awesome. It was great. It was fantastic. We don't get that anymore. Now, the gaming communities almost become passively toxic in that it's, I hope this game is good, right? Or I hope this doesn't suck, right? And that's kind of where we've gone to, right? We've kind of gone from games that were made very well to games that are like meh. Like there's nothing out there that really grabs me. Valheim looks great. Been playing the crap out of that. I still play Minecraft, because there's tons of hours. Apex is pretty decent. Again, it's a couple of years old now, but it's a battle royale. You really can't screw up a battle royale. I mean, you got to be a really dumb development company to screw that up. So there are games out there, but they are few and I mean, far between. Bethesda, right? All the Fallout games, it ultimately took the community to fix their bugs through mods and stuff like that. So, but Fallout 3, awesome game. probably one of the best. New Vegas is the best of all the Fallout games, and it wasn't even Bethesda that made it. But they are out there, and these are things that took a lot of time to do. The Witcher. Okay, this takes CD Projekt Red. You have The Witcher, right? Very good, very polished game. I don't remember any issues. Skyrim, different company, but same thing. Didn't really have a lot of issues. How old are those games? CD Projekt Red comes out with Cyberpunk 2077, way earlier than it should, right? Like that game definitely needs to sit in the oven for a little longer. It wasn't done baking yet. So the hopes with Ashes is that the time will be given for it to be done right. And it's so unfortunate that Steven and the rest of the crew have to keep harping on there's going to be bugs, there's going to be issues, there's going to be this, that, and all the other stuff. It just goes to show how our society has become so instant gratification. We've lost the ability to have some actual patience for something that's quality. You can walk into Walmart, you can buy something. If it breaks, you can take it back, no questions asked. That's the world we live in. Well, unfortunately, game development doesn't quite work that way. And there's a lot of other services and products that don't work that way too. But we've been conditioned now, especially younger people. This is all they've ever known. I remember when you bought something, it would last. It would last a lot longer than stuff does today. B, if you couldn't, if it was like mechanical, you could probably fix it. You probably had the ability, like cars. People used to, renovate your own house. People used to know how to use a hammer and a nail, and stuff like that. We used to have these skills, but now we don't. And so this is the kind of world we're in today. And I guess I'm just getting too old now. But the fact remains that people just need to be patient and believe that they are going to do a good job, and I think we'll be fine. And that is a massive looking dragon, by the way.
Yeah, this thing looks awesome. I absolutely love it.
And I know and apologize for the rant.
We'll get to see it soon, but we don't have it on right now. But there's a lot of fire around that fox.
It's going to be awesome.
Oh, yeah,
Also, the community was summoning Peter the other day in Discord. It was pretty funny.
Oh, there's even the turtle there. I didn't notice the turtle.
With us, one of our glorious programmers, Mr. Alex Kudoli, aka Slurpee.
Hello, hello.
Welcome, buddy. How you doing?
Glad to be back. Doing fine.
Nice.
My fellow
Working hard.
Kieran Ryder.
Oh yeah, he's also on a Kieran. What is that? What's it called?
Good looking mounts.
Kieran, yeah.
You have a silver one. He has a gold one.
Yeah, it's like a dragon deer. Very interesting.
Deer. Love it. Yeah, I like the scales. It's cool. And then we also have a new face with us. One of our amazing game designers, Mr. Chris Justo.
Pretty fancy looking
How you doing, buddy?
elk there too.
Good,
Look at the
good.
horns on
Happy
that
to be
thing.
here. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. We're excited to see your dragon.
Apparently the turtle likes corruption.
Me too.
I guess all the
So for those of you who don't know, we're going to be going through a little raid here just to show you guys
In a
what to
5
look
minute?
forward to in Alpha 1, what you'll be seeing. This is a dragon that was designed by Mr. Justo, and it has some pretty fun mechanics. The character team did a great job with the actual model. Animations look great. The effects team did a great job, and it has some fun mechanics we're going to see here in a little bit. But as far as I
Wonder what
understand,
the
Chris, this is
dragon's
probably
eating.
not something
pretty
that
good
you
animation, though.
can take on.
No, we definitely will die horrible deaths if we try and do it ourselves.
So what do you think? We need like, what, 40 to 60 people?
That's a good rough number.
Nice. So for those of you guys who don't know, this And by the way, it is currently 11
I should turn
a.m.
off
We
the
have
stream
had
raiders,
the
eh?
absolute most difficult time recording this footage this morning. Last night,
I
I'm
won't be
having
doing
a
stream
internal
raiders
struggle.
right now for a
it's
while.
okay. I know we have the
know.
stream starting in about 43 minutes, so we're gonna go through this, and we're gonna see you guys on stream here in a little bit. But with the last recording ended up not actually recording, and Margaret's power went out, and it's just been.
I've never experienced that before where your whole house just resets. It was crazy.
Yeah, it is. It is pretty crazy. Well, what do you guys say we actually see if we can call some friends in to help us with this? I think, Chris, you're going to tank, right?
I am going to
There we
tank.
go.
All right. Well, maybe we should see if our friends actually come in. Hold on. Let's not.
Looks like some of the
totally aggro
icons
yet.
on his
You wanna talk a
action
little
bar
bit
have
about the
changed.
mechanics of this, boss?
I'm not seeing any
Yeah,
World of
so
Warcraft
he
looking.
is very area denial focused, so he leaves behind a bunch of poison puddles that tanks can soak up, or he can soak up, and he tries to basically shun you out of the raid.
Well, he definitely looks scary. And there's 2 other dragons
He's
in
pretty
this
big.
siege zone as well, correct?
Yeah, there is a fire dragon that Corey made, and an ice dragon that Chong made.
Nice. I'm very excited. Very excited to see it in action.
People really like the ice dragon look. Like
A
the
lot of
area.
mist in there. You
The
can't
ice
get a
dragon
really,
area is
really good
awesome.
look
I'll
at
probably
it.
run over there and show people. I see some of our raid members coming. Are they ready to participate? Chris, I think you have the go-ahead to start tanking, my friend.
All
All
right,
right, I'll
let's
keep
go.
you up, or try to.
And just for the stream's purposes, I'm not going to be
Well,
too heavy
gets
in the
a
play.
yeah.
I'm trying to get some good footage for you all so that you can see.
I'm gonna support Chris with some mana.
Nice. I can give him some heal. There you go. All right, you're building up hate on it right now, Chris?
You know it.
You let us know when you want us to start fighting.
Okay, so they
Oh my
aggro they
God.
call hate.
Where's our raid?
See the reinforcements.
Oh, are they
rally.
here? Nice.
Send them in.
Oh, my God.
Oh,
How did I
Steven goes
die?
down.
Oh, you're,
Oh no. Hold
That's
on.
funny.
you're like behind a rock. Do you need me to res you?
Somebody doesn't have a shirt on.
Yeah, in time.
Yeah, if you could res me, that'd be great.
I gotta get out of combat. Okay, I'm resing you.
All right.
Should have gotten it.
Got it.
Sweet.
Oh my God. I'm gonna
Try to heal
guys,
you up.
I'm gonna. Oh, and I'm dead.
What?
Fatality.
Did you not put on gear?
Oh, yeah, you might not have gear.
Yes,
So this is going to be the resurrection stream.
Okay, I got your heals.
Now, that's a
Gotta get
big
myself
ass
a bunch of
dragon.
health. I apologize for shooting everybody. I had to.
Of course.
I gotta get footage for you.
Of course, we
Don't
can't
hate me.
see the dragon's health right
Oh,
now.
This guy looks great.
Which is
though.
unfortunate. It'd be nice
Yeah,
to
don't
see
stand
its
behind
health
the
going
rock
down.
over there, 'cause then I can't see
But
you.
the spell
I won't
effects
kill
look
you.
really good.
So
It's
what's
a
he
shame
shooting
there's
at
still
us,
so
Chris?
limited classes.
Balls of poison.
And if we stand in the poison,
You will get
You die.
plenty of poison stacks and die.
oh my God.
Well, I
So
can try to heal
poison
you if you
stack.
want,
Oh,
but
now it's flying.
Oh no.
Oh, it just
no.
stomped.
Oh, it
Don't
knocked
get
us
hit
back.
for that.
Can we jump to avoid
It's a
that?
knockdown.
Yes, you can.
Oh, sweet.
No, it's going to do another
Oh, I
stomp.
jumped way too early. Okay, I was out of range.
Oh,
No.
just got waffle stomped
Come on,
there. Standing in
I
fire.
think he's standing on. Oh shoot.
Steven going to go down again.
See if we can grab him, move him over.
Does look good though. That's a good looking
Oh,
dragon.
Poison.
I'm trying to heal you.
everyone-
Yeah, they've definitely done some good stuff with the
wow.
spell
So he shoots
effects.
up a bunch of those poison puddles, huh?
Yeah, he will target up to 16 players with that.
Oh wow. Alright, he's
So
about halfway
40
down.
man raid. Well, they got all the fire
Okay.
down. Oh yeah, there's his health now.
I gotta get close to get mana.
Oh, I love
Yeah, it
the
doesn't
poison.
seem that hard yet.
That's probably my favorite effect.
I
of
mean,
the
I mean they've
Red.
res Steven twice now. So I don't know how
Oh, yeah.
actually hard this is.
It's a poison waves again.
This dude's flying.
See if I can pan out and get a good picture of the raid fighting him. This guy's a big boy.
That is,
He is big.
that is a very big dragon, which is awesome. Size does matter.
Oh, I just saw his tongue stick out.
He's at about 10%. Pretty close.
Oh, nice.
He's not doing anything. It looks like he's kind of stopped. I think they broke it.
He seems confused.
Yeah.
Oh, I just saw like a light show behind him.
Yeah,
Yeah,
someone's
there's-
using the mage abilities.
I think it probably has some extra abilities it's supposed to do when its life gets to a certain percent.
Oh, nice.
And
That's
I don't
great.
think they triggered.
I'll
So
see if I
it's
can keep you up.
probably supposed to go into a different
Very cool. Does he have loot on him?
aggro mode.
If he did, he doesn't have it anymore.
I see people in chat yelling, "Where's my loot?"
That's nice. All right, let's take flight if we can as a group. I want to take a look at the couple other dragons and kind of explain a little about
That is a
about the siege.
big
zone.
dragon,
So,
which is nice.
Alex,
Nicely
you were working
detailed.
on actually porting over all of the siege code from
You know, and
over to
that's the
Naval
thing.
Properties.
This game has
Yeah.
always looked really good. I mean, there's obviously been
yeah, sure.
textures they need to upgrade and stuff,
Yeah,
but
I've been
overall,
working,
this
hard,
game's
basically carrying
always
over,
had a
APOC,
good look to it.
Siege Manager, APOC, siege vehicles, and also control points straight to ashes. It's been an easier, way easier now because we already have all the code written. It's just we have
Oh,
to
there's
have
some
some adjustments,
castle
small
or something
adjustments,
there.
within our ashes code base. That's why it make it so
Oh yeah, there's another
we
dragon.
can make it pretty much on time.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's definitely a lot of work, but it's good that a lot of that code is already there in APOC and able to port it over. Obviously,
Okay,
you guys
so
can see there's
it-
a little castle there. It's not
so
quite
it's
finished yet. This
basically the
area
same
isn't totally
kind of-
done. Here's one of the other.
It's just
dragons, and the
a
cool thing is,
reskin dragon.
As obviously as players are facing off against one another, they have to kind of decide whether or not. Ooh, I think it just aggroed me.
Oh yeah, I see it.
All right. Well, hopefully it doesn't do anything crazy. I am in the air. I don't know what it could do. But oh, I see Mage Team 6 down there. Careful.
It's my natural habitat with my fox.
Oh, that's right. I didn't even think about that. Oh, we have like another a dragon brethren over here on Luperza. Maybe it'll recognize you as a friend.
I like all the
Some
ash
pride, see?
kind of going in the air there. It's a nice effect.
I don't think that's the safest call.
Yeah, that's right. Oh no, it's moving. It's moving.
Oh, is it
It
going to
wasn't
me?
me. I
All right,
promise
bye.
it wasn't me.
No, no.
It's
careful,
going
run.
after somebody. Oh yeah, it's going after the fox. Oh, there we get to look at it outside of
Okay,
the
it's moving
haze
back.
or whatever
But
it's
as you
in.
guys can see, there's this dragon obviously when players decide whether or not they want to engage with one of these
Nice.
dragons, they're making a decision on behalf of their team to kind of
Yeah,
take
looks
the
great.
risk. But there's a reward obviously during the siege. If you do down one of the bosses, your team does get a pretty significant buff as part of that. So it can definitely be worth the risk. What is
Dragon's
this-
like, I
what
will
does
eat
this
your
dragon do,
sandals.
Chris?
He has a really, really scary rage mechanic where if you're not dealing with some of his other mechanics, he will just start one-shotting people.
Nice.
Oh my god. Yeah, I saw he had like a fire
Ugh.
jet that he was using. That was relatively concerning. Oh, it looks like he's like enraging himself for some reason.
I just like how he stares at me right into the soul.
I know. I like his little tongue that kind of sticks out. But the good thing is, like each of these bosses, players have access to, they have all obviously different mechanics. They have different strengths and weaknesses, and it's on the part of the players kind of to determine that. Oh my god!
Oh, there he goes.
Oh no!
Oh no.
Why'd he get so mad? We're just looking at him.
Just wants to get a little toasty.
He's a little territorial.
Look at him.
That,
Thank you.
that looks
Like-
awesome. That looks really
He's
good.
so-
I like
so
that.
What is that?
Oh, nice knowing you, Steve.
No! No! Whoa, I resisted it. Oh, it's doing a little bit of damage.
That looks cool from my perspective.
That
It's
was
giant ball of
neat.
fire.
He threw a little like meteor at me. What are these?
Oh, bye.
Whoa! Let's go over to the frost area. Are those like mirror images?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
That's
That's a
awesome.
cool ability.
All right, here we go. So
They
this.
will actually one-shot you.
Oh no. So this dragon over here, he brought the
Uh,
weather with him.
up front, this is going to be so
Let's
bad I
go
can see
down
all the
into the
PvP
area.
just killing the 40-man raid. Oh, yeah. 100%.
And I'm on the ground. I'm on the ice. I feel like I need some skates for this.
Yeah,
Little slippy
100%.
slide.
Like
Yeah.
the PvP griefing.
Oh, it's like
Because
I
you're
love
going to
the
have
weather
people that are
effects.
going to just
Got a little bit
they,
of
they don't
like
they
a
won't even
blizzard
become
haze going on.
involved in the raid. They're just going to be there to
Yeah.
harass the other players just so they'll
Got some
fail.
Snow. Oh, here we go.
A
Because people are
lot
like
of people
that.
like this one.
The Elder Dragon of
So
Tundra.
again, it's another reskin of the
So
model.
What are this guy's mechanics? Just the general
So
gist.
he has some slows that he does, and he can freeze people in blocks of ice, and they are very bad to get stuck in.
Oh, Steven's.
You're the tanks even now.
Oh no. Oh yeah.
Steven's gonna get.
Oh.
Oh,
Oh.
Cool.
foot
What's that?
foot swipe. Oh, that was
I
kind of
don't know,
cool.
but
Those
Oh
will
my
I
hurt.
don't
gosh.
like it.
Oh no.
So he has a lot of.
Oh my god, I think he's
So
coming
they
for me.
still
I
have
was
some
feeling
movement animations to
He's
work
gonna
on.
make you dance around.
'Cause it's a little stuttery
Now,
still,
does he
I
like
gotcha.
freeze
but it
people
looks
too?
looks good.
Yes.
That's going after somebody else now.
So you get frozen, and then he does things that make you have to dance. So if you're frozen, you're out of luck.
That guy's pretty cool. That's very
Doesn't
cool.
look very
So to give
happy.
you guys a little quick rundown of kind of how sieges are going to work in Alpha 1. Obviously, they're not going to be what the end goal is for sieges, but there'll be a representation kind of those core mechanics. So players will have the ability to kind of register. They'll have the ability to join a guild, and guilds will have the ability to register for the sieges on a daily basis. These sieges are going to take place daily. There'll be 3-hour-long events. We obviously want this during Alpha 1 so that we can, utilize that from a density and performance perspective, collect metrics on it. It's very important for us to have
Oh, big stretch.
that data. And it's going to be 100 versus 100 players to start.
Yeah, 'cause the other one, the first one
attackers
was
versus
eating all the
defenders,
time.
and there will be a victory mechanic.
This guy's got
inside the
nothing to
castle
eat.
that
He's
attackers
on the
will have
ice.
to
Look at the
achieve,
teeth on that thing.
through kind of casting on this
He
relic.
needs to see a dentist.
And
Bit of an
then
overbite.
When the victors are determined at the end of the day, they will have access in the open world for them to interact with a steward at the castle and get some goodies because they won that fight that day. And then also, one other important note, there are some resources in this area, some unique resources in this area during the siege that you can try to gather. They are, they're not super abundant, but they are necessary in order to craft some of the top-end gear during the alpha.
I like the
So
snow a
obviously,
little,
goes
you know,
without
the
saying, have to
little
give the standard,
atmospheric.
kind of disclaimer. This
It's a
is our
nice
first
touch.
alpha. Things are still a major work in progress, but we're excited. Oh, that's cool. You have like a little bone strider.
Wow.
That's funny.
I got a rhino.
Oh, look at that. How cool. Don't break through the ice at that thing.
Oh yeah.
As Steven runs away from it
Anyways,
rather
guys,
than getting
hope
up
you guys
and
enjoyed
letting us
this
see it.
Real quick look, the fun little stuff we're doing for Alpha 1. We're excited to
kinda
get you
neat.
guys in and show off some footage in May and in June, and keep you guys a part of the process as we move forward in the development of Ashes of Creation. We will see you all
Oh,
back on
there's
stream
a
here in just a second. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
little fire dragon
Oh,
there.
look, the fire dragon over here. And we're back.
Yeah, so that did look really good.
That was so much fun to watch.
Yeah, that was great. I'm so
Uh,
sad that the
have to
first
go.
recording didn't work. It was so
Well, have a
if
good
you
night at
guys
work, man.
noticed,
Don't
there
work
was
too
a little
hard.
Bug at the end of the dragon fight where
Your last
he got
12-hour
stuck in
shift,
his
eh?
behavior tree and wasn't doing some actions at the end. That's
Who
a
knows?
little
Maybe
bug
I'll
we're gonna
still
fix,
be
but,
up playing
it
Apex. Because
wasn't
God, I
in
was
the
up till
first
4 o'clock
recording or the
playing
first
Apex this
opportunity.
morning.
So I was like, darn,
5
we can't
o'clock.
get the second one.
It's okay, it happens, man.
Yeah.
Let's see if this plays for us.
All I know is the sun came up.
Yay. Cool. I'll just kind of have it in the background. I didn't really see a ton of questions in chat. It seemed like most people were really excited that they loved seeing the progression and the changes that have come along the way.
I'd like to
Is
see
there
more
anything else that you
classes.
feel like you want to?
You know, I think we're still seeing the same 3 classes all the time. I'd like to start seeing a little more variety. That would make it feel more like an alpha. Because an alpha is
Let's see,
usually you're testing your
so
fundamental
I don't think
elements,
anything more, like, seemed to
your
covered
core
everything
elements,
pretty well in that
and
siege
3
video.
classes.
Obviously,
You know,
there's
out
a
of
lot more work we
64
need to do to
potential
tidy it up and get it all cleaned
combinations.
up and put in a bow ready for Alpha 1. But I mean, I think it's pretty cool already. So we're pretty stoked at where
No,
we're at.
I'm still not convinced they are
We
actually
have been
Alpha 1
working on
ready. I
mostly
think
a lot of content for Alpha 1. Obviously, like as Steven said, like this is not going to be the game, but we also want to make sure that people have plenty of things to do while they're in the game, chases to have.
because yeah, we should
get that
definitely
sort
be
of, like,
seeing
you
at
know, a
least the first
preliminary
8
Ash
classes in an Alpha
experience, and
1.
to do that, we need to have a lot of content for that. So
Yeah, well, I did it
that's
last.
kind
I
of
played with
where we're
Yodamu
at
for a
right
bunch of
now. We're
hours.
wrapping a lot of things up.
Finished
There's
all my
like
dailies
over
twice.
200 quests or so in the game right now. There's a bunch of dungeons. We've kind of retooled all of the boss fights. Those dragons that you see in the siege are actually in the world, part of the open world too. They'll be a slightly different. There's some extra mechanics in the siege versions versus the ones that are in the world. But there's plenty of cool things to get on both of them. So make sure you check them out and hunt them down. There is all sorts of cool things to discover. We've worked on trying to like make sure there's, you know, for those of you who like to explore like me, that there's lots of cool things you can kind of like uncover and look under
That's what I'll
rocks
be doing
and
is
get exposed to some
exploring,
stuff that you might not have seen before. So
trying to look at
again,
everything.
not to like, you know, not to say this is going to be the finished game, but there's still going to be a lot of cool stuff to find and a lot of cool gameplay to experience. So so yeah, it's just us trying to wrap this stuff all up and make sure that it's ready to go.
Yeah, for sure. And then yesterday, I
So I
had
think
a
we're
great,
still on Alpha 1
review
Island
with
for Alpha
Taylor
1.
Pope and Court Rice
Alpha
on
Island.
the design team for itemization changes that are going to be present in Alpha 1. I think there's like 49 unique sets that people can craft, find, quest, drop that are going to be present in progression from 1 to 15.
You said the word craft. I have to stop you there because people are going to want to know more about
for sure,
that.
for sure. So just to be clear, the crafting system and the resource system that's present in Alpha 1 is only presented in a way that represents the core gameplay loop of crafting, resource gathering, and items. This is not going to be representative of what obviously Ash's crafting system will be. We didn't have time to put that into Alpha 1, but we did want to represent that aspect of gameplay. But they've done a great job in, I think, making a compelling case from a progression standpoint for players to kind of pursue in the game as a chase.
Also, keep in mind those 49 sets are not 49 unique looks. They're 49 sets. So
Yep.
You'll see similar looks across different sets,
Yep.
you know, geared toward different types of stat distribution. So
Yeah, absolutely. So, I mean, obviously, we have to share looks across that data, that different you know, game mechanics that we're going to associate stats and power values with. But the character team, you know, obviously we have a lot of work ahead of us for actual sets, so we share some of those appearances.
Just
but
for the
no,
Alpha, right? Primarily at the
absolutely.
moment, yeah.
Yep, 100%.
Just to clarify for people who might be confused.
Yep. But yeah, no, everything everything's coming together. You know, we still have a lot of bug fixing and some optimization to do over these next few weeks. But things are coming together good. Everybody's doing a great job on the team.
Yay. And of course, we know you guys have a lot of questions and things of that sort.
It'd be nice to see
in
some more
regards to other
downward
things, which we will be
physics
getting into
when
in
the
our
dragon
Q&A
starts to
segment.
fly.
But we're going to move
Just
on
the sheer
over to
force
our
of the
environment. So if you
downward
guys
pressure
are
should actually push players back a little bit.
Alright, let's move on over.
It'd be nice
On
to
the
see.
environment front, we have so many cool images. So to start us off, I'm going to show some concept
That
art
looks very
that
pretty.
the team has been working on, which you know, some of these you've seen different
That's
versions
kinda cool.
of, or
Kind of a
not final,
rainforesty
and
look.
Of course, some of these are completely new ones, but a lot of jungle area oriented things.
Some huts.
Because guess what? We're going to be seeing some jungle action.
it's the tropics.
The tropics.
The tropics and jungle are actually separate biomes.
Yep.
So some of the, which ones of these are the jungle versus tropics?
That looks nice. I like
I
that.
think these are all tropics. So
That looks
jungle-
very
jungle biome is
Dunier.
A little bit different.
Dunir area.
Which we've shown some previously of the jungle.
Oh yeah,
biome.
that's definitely
They
looks-
should have all
that's
been
definitely
tropics, I'd
Dunir
say.
by the angles.
We haven't touched the jungle
You know,
biome yet.
so that's definitely
everything you see, even though
Dunir.
there incorporates jungle in the sense of the word. Like,
I'm excited.
this kind of
I'm definitely
canopy or
going
tropic
Dunir all the
driven,
way.
Like jungle appearance. It's actually from a biome perspective, it's a separate type of biome.
That looks
than
really
what
good.
Jungle will
Like
be,
that's
which is
like
different.
look like that almost looks real life
Yeah.
almost. Like it's
I've seen
very
some ocean
photorealistic.
stuff,
That you can tell is artwork, but
But
still, like
we've
that's
got
amazing.
A lot of cool stuff, and our concept team just does.
That's
amazing
amazing artwork.
and we're gonna be showing some in-game screenshots of some of the other stuff that has been worked out. So next up,
Like their
here,
their
I've
art
got-
team is amazing.
Oh, I'm gonna
Like
switch to the scene. There we go. Some objects that they've been working on, and
Oh,
a whole.
that looks like
slew of
old
them
Dunir.
here. Amazing pieces. I think some of these are for the crypt area. that's
Yeah,
being
there's
worked on.
going to be a new, for those of you who have played in one of our previews. There's been a big revamp of that starting area. We've got a new dungeon there, and these are some of the pieces that you'll see around.
Oh,
that
an old
dungeon.
boat.
And what about the ships? There's like little.
Somebody needs
boats
to
and
get out there
stuff.
and sand
That's
off
what
them
that's
barnacles.
There's a whole lot of water in this in this area, and pirates have taken up residence in a lot of it. There's a lot of hidden coves, a lot of hidden
Oh.
caves, and you'll see sort of
Some
their
gray models, gray box.
evidence of their existence in these places.
It's kind of cool.
And all of those
Ooh.
points of interest,
Trips.
many of them obviously level up with the nodes
I
as
guess
the
that'd
nodes
be a
progress as well. So you'll see, new NPCs
Casket.
spawn and even some additional props added. As
Aw,
these,
there's
like,
a
new
even little
structures.
baby all
sometimes.
swaddled
Exactly.
up there.
Oh my god, I thought I told Bacon to take those out.
you don't like those spider women?
No.
The
Those are
movies.
part of another one.
Um,
Another new dungeon.
And then, of course, well, you got a sneak peek of another dungeon that you weren't supposed to. And
It's
then
a
we
nice
have
little
the
throne.
room stuff that they've been
Very
working
nice.
on, which you're going to get to see in
It's a lovely looking cushion.
Phenomenal.
That's part of it.
So we'll move in.
Door.
Shots.
Oh, thank you very much for the
That's
follow.
Awesome.
B-
So we have Goblin
Bizu
Camp, I
TV.
believe,
Welcome.
here. Are
Yeah, so if you saw those concept art pieces before, this is the actual place. Which
Okay.
looks almost identical to the concept art.
Yeah, it looks really good. Like their art
and then
department
we
has
have the
always
hotbed,
done
which you see
phenomenal
now.
work.
Which will be renamed. That's not its official name.
Yeah, that's just what.
But yes.
I mean,
internal-
even if you could just run around the game and just look at stuff,
so
I think it would
It's
be
a
kind
very
of amazing.
collected area, which we walked through in our
did.
previous live stream. So if you want to
That's
see
correct.
us walking around in there, they've been working on a lot of lighting stuff. So this kind of showcases a lot of.
I mean, that looks
what they're
looks
working on.
awesome.
And this is also pushing it even
Oh,
further.
that's,
So you saw it before; it was kind of like about like a 75%.
Oh, it's the
done.
last
This is-
last day of the
these are
week too,
shots
so
that
we have
are
our
completely done. So we're in the process
gift
of
card raffle
calculating
tonight.
some right now.
Next month, you'll get to see them filled with population, right? Because the design is
Should be, yeah.
so gift card raffle
Well, that'll be
tonight.
done
We'll
next
start that at
yeah, that's true. And then these
6
are some of the
o'clock, so we'll
trees
start that here
that,
fairly soon.
have been
A couple
added.
hours,
We have
from 6 to
they can-
7.
They just keep adding amazing stuff, and this is the throne room. Just
So still time for get
You
those
probably saw some of the
donations and
concept art
bits
that we
in
had of
because
it.
it's
Now
30%
look at the
of all
in-game.
donations
Where
and
do we
bits
see this
received,
store?
or a
This
minimum
is the new
$5
character creator.
Is that the first time I
for an
showed
Amazon
you,
gift
maybe?
card.
Maybe I've
think
seen
so.
I
it.
think maybe.
I saw the
Or-
concept.
It's Canadian.
Yeah.
It looks great. Oh, that's the new
So
character
we have had
creator
some
thing?
bits this
Well,
month.
that's the new character stable area.
You won't know
So,
what the giveaway is until it
previously, I think it was
starts.
a little encampment, and now
Mhm.
we've switched over to the throne room.
So that'll be in
Ooh.
an hour and
Let's
45
see
minutes.
that.
We'll
I didn't know
start that.
That's not in the build that I got to see. And I think the last one I have here is some ocean buoyancy stuff.
Oh yeah, there's a
Do
boat.
note that this footage is just
A
to
little
show off
small
that
galleon
primarily, so when
or mini
they're
galleon
on
or
the ship, you
whatever.
can
I don't
see
know.
how it's moving. and
It
the
probably
ocean
has an
moving up
official
with them.
name.
And this boat kind of has a little bit of hole in the bottom of it, so you can see the water comes in there, and you can see how it is.
They
not
haven't
efficient.
quite got the boat
I know,
physics
that's all this
completed.
Don't
video
drown.
shows.
That's fun.
At least it's still buoyant.
Focus
That's
on
where,
the
you, that's
buoyancy.
where you keep your fish. When you catch your fish, you throw them in there.
I don't
Keep
think
'em
you're gonna
alive.
get very far on
Keep
that
the fish fresh.
ship.
It's magic, Margaret. It's magic.
I mean, it's mostly. I mean,
That's
it's
true,
still
you could have
above
magic
water,
boat. I'll give you
so
that.
I mean, yeah, it would still
Gives me an idea. Of
It would
what the
still
fish tank at the bottom of the
travel.
boat.
It'd just be a lot
Oh,
slower.
Gosh, you
You
can't
have
tell where
to.
the bottom begins and the ocean starts. That's great.
Yeah, like so you can see under. That'd be sick. All right, I got ideas, new items.
I love the new ocean shader and the
But yeah, the boat's got a
the
nice sway
tide
to it.
Tide when
mechanics.
it comes in. Yeah,
It's got a nice,
really cool.
it's got a nice
Moving
motion
on,
there. It
but
looks
that's
looks
our
pretty
artists
legit.
over on the environment side have been just doing phenomenal work. A lot of what you see, their work is also in the design video. I mean, all of our teams cohesively work together, so you're getting to see a lot of those updates. And of course,
See,
a lot of people have
Valheim
seen
needs
some
a
of the
ship like
character
that.
stuff. So
We should
first
be able to
and
build a ship
foremost,
like
I
that in
actually
Valheim.
started this is the wrong one. So
Or similar to
get
it.
a little sneak peek of
Oh,
this
yes,
one,
this is my
which is the
favorite.
guys of the Withered.
Wow, that's
Swords, which I
very.
think Stephen gave a little sneak peek of
I
in
did.
the
It was
past.
early.
It was not
Yes.
done, so now you can see the more final. And this is a 3D.
Very
model.
druid looking.
Like,
This is
if you
not a
look at the
concept.
concept versus this. It's,
Very druid.
Wow, our team is amazing. My edgy
like
witch vibes.
feathers.
I made this one specifically for McP, and obviously Jeff gave me the go ahead to make like a witchy set. But I know McP loves his witch vibe stuff. Moving on, we have our colonial set, which
Very.
I believe
Oh,
is
oh
part
no,
of
that's
one
gonna
of the
get.
starter packages. So you're starting
I'm
to
sorry.
see
I'm sorry.
I think this
This is-
was the
Ashes of Creation is officially canceled. It has colonials. BLM is not going to like this at all.
Boston PAX
Yes.
unique
okay.
set.
Yeah.
So only people who
This is going to get them.
got
This is going to
during
get
the
them
PAX,
flack from
during
people
the,
that just don't get it,
PAX
right?
East,
You're going to get those idiots out
pack
there.
But there will be
Oh,
variants,
colonials!
kind of
Yeah.
utilizing this
Racism,
style,
slavery.
that you'll
It's
see
like,
in
no,
the game
dude,
as
this is
well.
a
And of
game.
course, NPCs in the world.
You know,
I'm sure
it,
Jeff
it
will have fun with.
yeah, you're going to have those
Bringing
idiots
people
out there, unfortunately.
Moving on from there, people's favorite sets. I think
Ooh.
this is one of the sets that people really loved. The Face of Sorrow. Here you can see it
Yeah.
on the different models.
It's almost like
the
Sauron.
versus
Almost
human,
like
that
his
is
helmet.
So
Good guess.
edgy.
very edgy.
Very pointy.
Very pointy, yeah. I was gonna say it looks very pointy, very shiny.
And then we actually have
You know, the
a
villains spend a lot of time
sword
polishing
that
their
was in
armor.
the concept art. Now you don't get the sword, but our artist got really inspired and made the sword, or the sword and the kind of staff. So those will be weapons that will be in the game as well that you can achieve.
Yes,
Nice.
those will be in-game achievable weapons.
And then we also have the turntables, so you can see the 3D model. I mean, that was a 3D model, a screenshot of them, but showing you.
Even his
two
ankles are
versions of
spiky.
it, so you can kind of see it. This doesn't have particle effects, so keep that in mind.
Forearms got lots of
doesn't
spikes
have
too.
Particle effects yet. T-poses always make me giggle.
That's
And
not a full
then we have
T-pose.
The Fathom Veil.
That's
which
more of a full T-pose.
I always say this is one of my favorite items to design because I've never
You're
seen
wearing an
anything like it
octopus?
before, and I was trying to explain it to an artist, which is
That's
like, I want an
interesting.
octopus, but a cloak. And I could not find anything out there that's like that. So,
In a way, it's kind of
I don't think I think this
gross.
is a work in progress, so it's not finished.
Yeah, one of
yet,
those
but
tendrils
No,
get a
it's
little
not finished
friendly
yet.
there
I
on the
wanted to
front.
share it. So you'll get to see this progress in the future as we get further along.
It'd be
Because it's
great
going to have
if
to
there was,
move.
like,
You're going to have. You're
associated
going to
social
want
action
those
that the player can
tendrils
do where the tentacles come alive and move around a little bit.
doing some movement.
I know.
You're gonna
Maybe
need
if
that.
you go into like, never mind, I can't say that because people don't know about that yet. Never mind. All right.
When
we're
you
gonna
get in the
move on.
water. Oh, when you get in
to
the
the
water.
shadow
Yeah.
claw.
Oh,
Yeah, or the water. That's a good idea. So this is the Shatter Claw. This is the mount. Again, work in progress, not finalized.
Looks like something from Resident Evil.
But you can see that. And I believe I have a turntable of this as well, so you
Gruesome.
can see the 3D model. Shatter Claw.
Yikes.
Very gruesome.
The
Nice mane
abdominal
on it
region
though.
is-
Mm-hmm.
It's got no
You'll
guts.
see right through it.
I mean, that's
What's
what
our
it's
what's our
designed.
ESRB rating?
You sure? Like G or something?
Maybe yeah.
Everyone?
I think we're trying to aim for as many people as possible, but
I would
and
love
then
to
we
see an
have
R-rated
shown Still Soul
MMO.
stuff before, but now you're kind of seeing
Oh, wow.
on all the
Neat.
different races here. A little bit more
What?
polish, finalized. Previous we showed
Wow.
off the work in progress in some other streams, but I always like to kind of show you guys the progression of different
Looks
items.
good.
Obviously, we don't want to show you all the stuff you're going to achieve.
So it's
in
human,
game, but
elf,
we'll give
and
you little
dwarf.
Teasers here and there of them.
So we
I
haven't
like
seen
the
orcs
dwarven
yet.
versions. They're just like minis.
We have
And
not
this is
seen
the
orcs,
T-pose
and we have
speed
not
model,
seen
so you can see
Tulnar
it.
at all.
The little mini
No
ones, I
Tulnar
know.
at
They're so
all.
cute. They look so
And orcs we've only
I think it's
seen
funnier when they're running around too.
rough drawings of.
This guy's chonky. This armor set's chonky.
It is.
Well,
It's true plate.
I was going for that almost like Death Knight vibes, but like icy Death Knight. Hopefully it goes across or comes across that way.
It's definitely heavy
And
duty armor.
Titan bark set. This was my first that I ever designed. It's
Looks
so cool
very
seeing it come to fruition.
very
Um,
elvish.
Here you can see
for
it
sure.
on the little guy as well.
Looks very Rivendell looking, actually. I would say Rivendell or Lothlorien.
I think that it's just those two images.
Definitely Tolkien inspired, I'd
And
say.
of course, that's a work in progress, not finalized yet. Steven tweeted this and shared it out, and people were losing their
Oh,
minds over it. This
That's
is
a
the
nice
flower.
looking.
Yeah.
Is that an
Flower.
iguana?
It's so good.
That looks really
It's
Yeah,
good.
so
Jency did a great job with this.
Can we clone?
It's like a
Jinxie?
Tide Runner, but
We
it's
just like-
different or not,
I would
or
love
whatever.
if we had like a cloning machine and we could just clone many people.
Yeah, actually, we could clone many.
That
more.
looks really cool.
I'm with you on
That
that.
big eye.
But this is so
Te-
cool.
teeth, oh.
Very, very cool. This next one is a little interesting. If you saw our geode guy, I know it probably looks weird here because
The hell is
you can't see
that?
it animating, so the tentacle bits are kind of down.
Is this like for
But
in the water?
Here is a work in progress of our geode homie.
Oh yeah,
that's
the
the
geode.
dog.
This
So it's
is
like
a
an
Steven
elemental?
design.
Was that a Steven design?
Yeah, this
maybe.
is. I was working here.
Oh,
but
yeah,
we,
you're
we
right.
designed this set. I remember because
The
me and you
animators were
arguing
like,
about-
"What are you doing?"
we were arguing about color, and this is where I learned that you have a different, like you have a color blind or like
Colorblind, yeah.
yeah, color blindness. Because I was like, oh, I really like the brighter color, and you were like, no, I like this one. It was a very interesting conversation. And then here is the turntable of that.
So does it walk? Does it fly? Does it swim?
Cool.
Does it spit? Because
And
I mean, it looks like it's trying to eat that
and that wraps
stuff.
us back up with the withering. So
That's a
hopefully
very, very
yes.
interesting creature.
that stuff. Yeah. And I think that's it for all of our teams here, and we're gonna move into Q&A segment if y'all are ready.
Yeah, I just want to say before we get into that, obviously,
Sure.
you know, you guys out there, you get to see these progress updates each month, but you know, just want to give a big kudos to the team. Obviously, this project takes a village, not a village. It takes a city. It takes a state. It takes a country to build.
Takes a community.
But it's obviously, you know, a great thing. We have such talented artists and designers and engineers, and I'm really proud of the team and what they've all come together to create. I think you guys are out there in the community as well. So just major hearts out to everyone on the Intrepid team. You know, this is bigger than any one person. It is all of us working together and committed to seeing this project, you know, through and delivering to you guys out there what we promised. And we appreciate all of you tuning in each month and watching these updates and just being with us every step of the way. It means a lot to us, and we love you all out there for it, and we love our Intrepid team 100%.
I mean, you see us three every month, but there's a whole slew of amazing people that are talented who are working endlessly and with all of their heart and soul and putting their heart and soul into this. So it is, yeah.
Absolutely.
That's very sweet, Stephen. Oh, and I
Aw.
love seeing all the hearts in chat.
Yeah, the hearts are really nice.
So cute. It's so nice. I was actually saying, I didn't talk about this during the studio update, but I did tell the PI folks this, is that we are planning in the studio to have a like wall of fame where every month we swap out what's on that wall, which is like all the amazing fan art that you guys send, all the positive words, so that, you know, when the design team and the development or well, the whole development team walks by it, they get to like see all of the amazing, nice, kind things you
Absolutely.
guys say. Because obviously my team is always in it. We're like talking to you guys 24/7 as much as possible, and I hope that you see that on our social platforms, on our community platforms, that we're there and we're communicating, and you're not feeling like you're not heard. And if you feel that way, please message me, let me know, and I will try my best to find ways for us to make that more obvious. but the development team is working so hard. They don't have time to like sit there and respond to all the forum posts, respond to social media. So they don't get to see that stuff. And I want to make sure that when they walk in every day that they get to see all the kind and amazing things that you guys say to us, send to us. And we'll do our best to make sure that, that's shared across our
They
team.
must not get a lot if they could put it all on one wall.
All right. We're going to
Being
move over
facetious.
to the Q&A.
There actually is some really good fan
Yay.
art.
Shout out to
I've looked
Toast
at a
for
little
going
bit of
through a
it,
million
and
pages.
there's some amazing
Thank you.
people out there, like amazing talent.
So our first question here, actually, I think all of these are from the forums. T. Elf wants to know, and this is about announcements. When a node levels up, how far away will the notifications be broadcasted? Only in the node, or will they be worldwide?
So it's going to depend at the stage in which it levels. For the first two stages, at the crossroads and encampment level, it'll likely be within a proximity of that area. For the village, it's going to be in that region, and then for town and higher, it'll probably broadcast worldwide.
Yay! Ardanis wants to know, and this is about mercenary NPC specifically, what determines the power level of a mercenary NPC hired to defend a caravan? Money spent, node level, player level, or will it be something else?
It'll depend on a few things. So mercenary NPCs are provided to, if we're talking about caravans, are provided to nodes that exist under a castle's rule. Castles have the ability to allocate taxes collected from nodes under them towards certain benefits that go back to the node, or they can be more selfishly govern that treasury more towards the guild that owns it. That obviously is going to have some political implications because it could, if you're not using it for the benefit of the people in the region, they might rise up and help and assist, kind of take you out from that position of owning that castle. But depending on what allocation is made by the castle can influence the level of mercenaries that are capable. And then at that point, it's going to be on the caravan owner side to determine what amount of money they wish to spend on those available mercenaries. And then if we're talking about mercenaries during node sieges or castle sieges, the node sieges are again going to be dependent a little bit on the castle that's governing them, and then the castle itself, those types of mercenaries will be dependent on how successful they are with the small castle nodes that surround the castle and have events that occur on the weekends preceding the siege event. So there's 3 nodes associated with each castle. In the 3 preceding weeks leading up to the week of the siege, there will be events on the weekend where the hosting guild and its allies have to kind of help build up through the use of caravans and quests those individual nodes around the castle, and then depending on their success grants them access to a variety of mercenary class types and strength.
And do you want to note that obviously through development we may change what those timelines look like, right? Depending on how your testing goes, you might be like, a week is not enough, or whatever.
Oh yeah, as a general blanket policy, whenever I or anybody on the team is talking about designs and talking about what our intents are for the most part, these details get tested out in alphas and betas, and we take feedback, we take data, and general implementation obviously is incorporated in how we want to approach things going forward. So consider everything we talk about a caveat. This stuff is all subject to change, and obviously you guys are part of that change. So yeah.
And thank you for it. Our next question is from Diggs, and Diggs wants to know about caravans. Does a
Not a whole lot
use
to really
100% of their caravan
react to
goods
as far
upon
as
caravan destruction,
this goes, because
or are they
a lot of
also given
these
an opportunity to,
questions are still, like
recuperate
they said,
from
there's still a lot of
some
flexibility
of
and
them in the same
movement
way that others can by picking
as
them
far
up.
as how
So
things are
if it's
still
destroyed, can they, like, try
evolving.
to rush it and grab
I mean, the
it
mercenary
back
thing
and
sounds
run?
perfectly
So,
reasonable.
First thing that happens is a portion of the goods in the caravan automatically sink. They're gone. And then the other portion of that is available through the wreckage that anybody can interact with and try to take from, including the defenders. But obviously, once that wreckage appears and there's stuff in that wreckage, it's going to be a brawl. Because when you take something out of the wreckage, now you have that resource on your person. When you die, you also drop a portion of those resources as well. So it's going to be a hungry hippos event of who can get the thing, and then it's going to be a people getting murked as they run away from the wreckage with their goods. So
now I kind of want to do a thing where we have a caravan, we have like a goblet or something special, and we have to just figure out who gets it at the end of the it's like hot potato. Whoever ends
Yeah,
up
for
with
sure.
it at the end.
And
wins
again,
something.
Yeah, who
Be
can
fun
get
event.
away?
yeah, it would be a fun event. The whole concept behind
Well, that's
that
where I guess you
sense
could
of
do the
material
family
loss,
summon thing
you know,
as well
it's
as a way
important
to get
even
around
from
that.
an economy standpoint that there
Right,
are
so if you know there's a
considerable
big-
sinks associated with opportunities.
So if you know that there's a valuable caravan, yeah, you have another one of your family people ready to summon you, so that in the hopes that you can grab up as much loot as you can, do the family summon, boom, you're warped right out of there, right? You're portaled out of there or whatever, and then you have all your loot. So that'd be, that's going to be one of those mechanics that some people are going to have issue with. They're going to complain about that. But I mean, that's a game mechanic, right? Like if you want to use up a family summon in that way, I mean, I don't know what the cooldown is on them, but if you're attacking a caravan and that has potentially good loot or whatever in it, why not? So, yeah, it might be a free for all, but I think you're going to have a number of people that will grab up whatever they can, and then boom, they're gone, right? They'll have that pop up on screen or whatever, and they're gone. Unless Family Summons has a some sort of a ramp up, or not a ramp up, but something that you have to stop for a period of time to engage in or something. Oh, I got like a hair. There we go. Whew. Pull in there. Yeah. Anyways, you guys know what I'm talking about.
So the whole concept of a caravan and moving those goods is it's an opportunity on behalf that they're trying to capitalize on that caravan owner, and if they successfully achieve that, there's a heavy reward, but there's a risk associated with that award. That's the whole concept behind Ashes of Creation, is that we're prioritizing that risk versus reward mentality and type of interaction. That's what really gets the adrenaline flowing for players, and it's a decision you have to make. It's an opt-in. Like, if I'm going to go for that reward, I understand that there's a risk associated with it, and I'm willing to take that risk because I think I can achieve the reward.
Perfect. Anything else you want to add to that, Jeff?
No, that pretty much covered it.
All right. Hydrum or Aram wants to know about naval combat. How do you initiate naval PvP combat, and how does it affect
You
the
shoot
entire
at the
crew's
opponent.
corruption status accordingly?
I'm so sorry. I was reading something. I thought Jeff grabbed that.
It's a super good question.
Yeah.
What's the question? Read it
I'll
one
ask
more
it again. So, how do you initiate naval PvP combat, and how does it affect the entire crew's corruption status accordingly?
Got it. Understood. So there's a few ways that naval combat occurs, right? There are weapon platforms that will exist on each ship, and there will need to be an operator for a weapons platform. So in that sense, when the operator initiates an attack against another ship, they can either do so as a result of an event like a guild war versus between those players. They can do so because they've moved into an area that has an event that automatically flags players, or they can do so from an open world PvP perspective, which utilizes our flagging system. So that would be kind of the three ways in which those things are happening. Also on the mechanic side, that it's not just guild wars. There could be a node war that's been declared. You could have PKers, that have corruption, and you can initiate a fight against them just fine. But those would be the ways that kind of happens.
Right. That didn't answer the question,
And
though.
Farah's wants to know about
So-
crowd control. How will crowd control skills?
Yeah, so that didn't answer the question at all, because the question was how does that affect corruption? So if I'm on a boat and I'm on a weapon platform and I fire at that other boat, and that other boat has 10 people on it, and I sink that boat, am I the only one that gets corruption, or does my crew of, say, 10 people, do all 10 of us get corruption, or is it only me because I sank I sank the boat and or killed all the players, because I wouldn't have been able to do that if I wasn't on the boat in the first place. So how culpable is everybody else? Because chances are I alone will not be able to take out a boat by myself with just one weapon platform. So we would have to be working in concert to sink another ship, um, and kill its crew subsequently. So that, yeah, who do we all get corruption? Is it just one of us? So Stephen never answered the question. He kind of did a political dodge. He kind of answered it, but he didn't answer the actual meat of the question.
Skills work on mounted players. Example, dismounting them, just stunning the mount for the duration, etc.
Both. There will both be dismount abilities that can kick a player off their mount. In which case the mount would persist. Obviously, when you summon your mount, you are in the future. The intent is right now when you summon a mount, you immediately
target the mount versus the player.
Exactly. The mount has its own separate hit point pool. It has its own separate statistics stats with regards to its defense mitigation and stuff like that. Right now, we don't have it where the mount is separate from the player per se. You automatically mount the mount when you summon it in the alpha, but in the future, you'll be able to summon it, and you won't have to automatically mount it. It'll just be standing next to you. It'll follow you around, and then you'll be able to mount it. And then there's also going to be effects that
That's
just
kinda
stun
cool.
the mount or stun you on the mount. Yeah.
And some mounts may have combat abilities too, depending on the mount.
All mounts will have certain types of abilities, whether those abilities are utility or sprint or some type of like combat charge through that knocks down players or something. It just depends on the type of mount and the skills associated with that mount. That's also one component of the animal husbandry system, is in creating these mounts. You can have unique skill sets associated with them. That obviously creates an economy for mount types and puts some relevancy on the profession of animal husbandry to present unique mounts.
And
Interesting.
speaking of mounts, we're transitioning perfectly into our next question, which is from Mahez or Maze. I apologize again if I say your guys' names wrong. You're welcome to DM me on Discord and tell me how to pronounce it, so that in the future when I see it, I pronounce it properly.
Incoming 5,000 DMs. Go ahead.
No! Luckily, I don't say that many people's names, so, maybe like 10, 15 people. But will I be able to summon a mount during combat is the question.
Yes. Yes, you will be able to summon a mount. A mount, yeah, exactly. A mount can be an initiation vehicle. It can be an escape vehicle. It can be a utility vehicle. It can be traversal. Right? Mounts have obviously many different applications, and that's also
it's very different from a lot of
its
MMOs I've
identity
played,
when
where
it
you
has
get
a
locked
skill
out.
selection choice too, right? Like, are you more aggressive at initiation with your mount? Okay, well, you probably want the ones that are going to be able to like charge through and do some type of CC effect on players in front of you. Are you more about kind of using a mount to dodge and avoid different types of things? Well, then you probably want some type of invulnerability skills or some type of protective skills that you can activate at certain times. Are you going to be more traversal and focus on kind of speed? You use your mount just to kind of go around the world and you don't really care about the combat aspect. Well, then you probably want some skill sets on your mount that reflect that.
Make it speedy to get away.
Yeah, exactly.
Get that expeditious retreat type of vibe going.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think obviously there's a lot of different games. Some don't allow you to mount in combat, so it is a good question too.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely a difficulty from a balance perspective. Obviously, on the design side, when you're having to incorporate speeds that are so radically different from the normal player movement speeds, and mounts do have obviously a significantly faster component there. But that's why you build into the skill sets that players have. Obviously, those types of CCs, which can either, as we spoke about previously, knock the player off of their mount, kill the mount with some massive damage, or stun the player. Right? Those are components that are taken into account when balancing out these skill selections for players and classes.
Also a possible exception to the rule, because I just want to make it clarify for the viewers as well, because there might be follow-up questions from the community, which is, if I'm in a dungeon or something like that, there may be spaces where you cannot summon your mount. Is that the case? I think we have talked about that in the past as well.
Generally, in the open world, you should be okay to summon your mount. There's relatively few instances that we're going to incorporate into the game, probably on the realm of like 80-20 open world to instances. There definitely is going to be opportunities where we would probably want to restrict the ability to summon mounts or even battle pets at some of those instances where we want to just more safely curate what that experience looks and feels like.
For balance.
And balance is perspective as well, yeah.
Okay, cool. Just wanted to add that in there. And then, of course, we have Tyrrell Stoneheart. Ooh, having a problem. Which wants to know about freehold permissions. And I know we've talked a lot about freehold permissions in the past. If I give someone permission to decorate my freehold, will they be able to use their freehold building cosmetic skins on my freehold? So the items that they have in their inventory and ownership of their stuff?
Almost certainly not.
Yeah, I don't think so. As a matter of fact, I don't even know from a decoration standpoint. That's almost going to be solely, I think that's solely the player who owns the property. You can give permissions like opening doors, accessing chests, utilizing furnitures or crafting stations, but from a placement and decor standpoint, that's going to be entirely on the owner.
Okay. In previous games,
So you're not hiring a decorator, right?
Stuff. People would hire other players to come and like create
exactly.
a hot tub in their house or with strange objects because some people just can't think about it.
Are good at that, yeah.
Some people just like they come up with crazy stuff, man. So I think that is kind of the intention that they have thought of.
Yeah.
Something to maybe think about for the future.
That's a fun aspect of it, but there's other things that can be created as kind of like a loophole to what we want to control that we would want to restrict placement to the player.
Okay, I'm just following up for you guys. Ghost, you know why I said hot tub. Ghost Rings wants to know. There's a whole thing going on Twitch with hot tubs, so.
The whole hot tub meta.
Is the next topic here, which is, will guild leaders be able to use their freehold building cosmetics on their guild freehold as well as their personal freehold?
It depends. It depends on the item. Some items will not be cross-applicable between guild hall freeholds and personal freeholds. There will also likely be some restrictions on item placements based on the type of property you're attempting to place it on. But
that would make sense.
Be some cross relevancy between the two.
Right. And then we have I don't know. I think it's IYI, so I don't know how to pronounce that. Wants to know dropping items. Can a corrupt player drop items out of their inventory for others to pick up, or does dragging them out of your inventory simply destroy them?
So at the moment, dragging items out of your inventory destroys it. We haven't answered the question on whether or not we're going to have in-world drops. That's likely we won't.
That.
Yeah, I know. It's likely we will not.
Well, in Lineage 2, we would drop all the coins and you spell stuff. It's so fun.
It's great. In
think of how many players we're going to have in a zone and how many items those players could have in their inventory. They could end up on the
ground. They didn't save it forever. It was like they had a short period of time they stayed.
They did have
a lot of stuff.
They had a lifetime. But
and then your servers have to handle all that.
I used to play Lineage 2, and I used to own the castles with my guild. I'm not proud of this, but I used to place one.
You might be a little bit proud.
I'm not proud. I really am not. But to be fair, they started it first, so I had to do it in reciprocation. But we used to place one Adina just all over one little coin all over the ground on the battlefield, so that when the attackers came up to the siege zone, they would instantly crash. No.
Steven.
Listen, do not do as I did when I was young.
I mean, it's a good strategy.
But,
and then I was on the other side because I was working on Lineage 2 dealing with that.
I know, I'm so sorry. But anyways, the point is
fix
that
your game.
There are problems that can be created through allowing players to kind of drop items in the world. And I
know, I've seen it.
I think we'll probably stay away from that. But let's say we didn't. Even if we didn't, that would be a loophole that we'd want to try to avoid. So what we would do is on a corrupt character, we would disable their player player-to-player trading, and their ability to drop items. If they can make it to their freehold and deposit in their private storage, that's fine, but they wouldn't be able to do so with a public warehouse or an NPC warehouse.
And you can currently
That would
trade
be
items,
good.
so if you go up to somebody, you can trade an item with them.
Currently you can.
Because that's one of my
So,
concerns
there
with
are some
the
trade-off
corruption
items.
system.
Yeah, no. What I'm saying
Is you
we
have
would
one
restrict
player
the
that's
corrupt players'
bad
ability
goes
to
and just
access their player-to-player
Oh,
trade option
gotcha.
and their ability to drop items.
But generally, people are usually going to be able to trade. Is what I meant. Not that about. I wasn't
Correct,
specifically
yes.
speaking about corrupted players.
Yes.
That makes sense to me. A corrupted player maybe should not be able to have the same casualties as others.
Yeah.
I don't mean
Yeah.
casualties in the sense of death. I mean casual things.
Yes.
Yeah, that makes sense. I like that. That
English is strange, and it's
you know,
not
because
my
that
first
gives you an opportunity to
last
find them and
question
kill them and
here,
get your
unless we
stuff
wanna go to
back,
the bonus questions. I don't know if you guys have time.
or at least
I
some of
know
your
we
stuff
started late
back.
And we have a long day and we have a lot going on. Is from
I'm
Otterboy.
so hungry.
I know, which is an amazing name, and they have a question about progression. What is your philosophy on progress across various systems being account-wide versus character-specific?
My philosophy is that it should be character specific.
Yeah, I think we're pretty lockstep about that. There are, I can't think of anything that we have that's account wide, and I know why that question's asked, right? It's so that people who love alts and roll alts don't have to go through all of that content again, it's part of this game, right? Like that's part of the commitment to creating a character.
Some replayability too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it just makes sense. Like, the amount of time that we put behind certain progression paths that we want players
Still going to be a
kind of,
2-hour video,
soak before they get that achievement.
almost.
That is intended for a per character progression, right? And it becomes a different type of game when you allow this.
I could almost just
some
edit
progressive
this whole
paths
end
to
bit
be
too, though.
account-wide and multiple characters.
I'm not
it
really
is
adding a
it
whole
is
lot. I'm
fundamentally
just
different economy.
listening at
It's a
this point.
fundamentally different,
probably leave it in.
power balance. It's just a lot of different.
Because all of
You
this
also
stuff
have to
is
take a look
so
at the state of the world, right? Like some things will be
wishy-washy
available at
still,
certain
like,
states of the world, and some
not
things will
everything's
not, right?
confirmed
Depending on
or
when you
or
create
solid
your character
yet.
will depend like where your
So it's hard to
character's life you
kind
see
of
those
react. I
things.
mean, I can give a little opinion, I
and-
guess, but
And having a character that kind of has all of the history of everything kind of breaks the idea of the game kind of like at a fundamental level. So
Yeah, and the last thing on that subject, this is our last question, right?
Yes.
Okay. Last thing on that subject is, it also makes alt creation and alt progression more meaningful too, because there's a few subsect of people who are capable and are willing to kind of create that alt to satisfy some other purpose. It's also a rewarding benefit to them that they are aware, like if another person wants to achieve this, they have to go through the same amount of work that I had to go through.
Yeah.
That's I think an important thing.
And on the other spectrum of the non-progression items, like cosmetic stuff, and transferring that between characters and accounts. I know we've talked a little bit about that, but I know that people have follow-up questions about that. If you just want to clarify on that front, how folks will be able to do that.
Say that one more time.
On the cosmetic side of it, being able to, put items on different characters. I know we've talked about
Yes.
that in the past. Is that an
Yes.
exception to that rule? Because that's not
So
non-progression.
cosmetics. If you own a cosmetic item, it is account bound, right? It's on your account, and you can assign it to a character. But when you assign that to a character, it's a one-time assignment. We may provide, I don't know if we've mentioned this in the past, but we probably allow players to unassign it from a character and assign it to a new one with some cooldown period, if they wish to. But yeah.
Okay, cool. Just wanted to clarify on that because I think people might have follow-up questions in regards to that.
I don't know. I don't know about that. I mean, if it's cosmetic only, what does it matter?
Development update.
I hope that's not
If it's cosmetic only, what does it matter? You should be able to swap it between characters freely.
I was a little worried. I'm like, I hope my power stays on today. But yeah, thank you so much to everybody who tuned in. We always enjoy these. It's fun for us to showcase all of our amazing content. I know we had some personal struggles on other ends.
So
but
yeah, so they're
we
just
still
basically
do
it's just
enjoy it. We love sharing
they're
it.
just
And I
gonna do
think
their
what
little
makes us
wrap up
upset is when
here.
stuff doesn't work.
Takes a
and
couple
we're
of
trying to
minutes.
share that
We'll
with
see if
you
there's
all.
any other little tidbits
Again,
that they
like
share
Steven said,
finally.
he's going to work what we're going to.
We
is
didn't get
actually
any
re-record, some
date
footage for you all, and we'll be
mentioned for the
uploading
Alpha
that.
1
Won't be
keys that
edited or anything
I
like that, but it'll
recall
be, he
hearing.
just wants to kind of redo it so we can show it off in a little better light than what we were
And
able
just
to
that
show
it will
here.
be made available
So you guys can see
sometime in
that. So
May.
we will have that coming up as well, on top of, if you just caught this at the end or you want to relive the action, the Twitch VOD will be available as soon as we end the stream, but we'll also upload this to our YouTube channel and we'll be posting it to our website as well, so that it's archived for future usage as well. I usually always try to what do you call it? Timestamp stuff, so you can easily go to the sections that you want. So, use that if you will. And of course, we have our new dev discussion and guild gathering in April, so please partake in those, as well as our March cosmetic swap over and new Alpha 1 pre-order pack will be available on May 5th. And
Okay,
of course,
May
the
5th.
current cosmetics will be transferring over, so if you'd like those, snag them up.
Well, that's
And then, of course, our next Alpha 1 preview playtest is scheduled for May 14th to May 21st. And if you're eligible, you will be receiving an RSVP and Discord Connect email from us in the upcoming week here. So stay tuned for that. As well as we do have plans for the content creator program. The long wait for the revamp is coming to a close here, and we're hoping to announce that next week as well.
So I'm
So
thinking.
stay tuned. And of course, follow us on all of the places.
So they'll
Right here
probably
on Twitch, so you
do
don't miss out any of our
the
content. We do
Alpha
plan to
1
actually have
sale.
other fun
They'll
streams.
probably do
They might not
that
be uploaded to YouTube
when they
because
change the
might be, like,
cosmetics, be
extra
my
fun
guess.
stuff, or we might
Or they'll wait
just
till
pick highlights
after
from it and
the
upload it. But we have some really fun events
the
planned
May
for
preview.
the May test, as well as the
May
June.
test,
We have
yeah.
a lot of stuff. So definitely come tune in. So even if you don't have access to the Alpha 1, you are going to get to help experience and have a good time and hang out with us as we run some really fun events for you. And of course, follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, where we post all kinds of content almost every day. So if you want to keep in touch with us, please do so there. We love hearing you guys send us amazing things. And of course, we love your creations. So thank you for all of the amazing fan art, fan stories. Oh my gosh, all of the creations that you guys do. Some people have built things for us. I just can't wait to share some of it, because we've gotten some things through the PO box and our staff hasn't actually gotten to see them because we all haven't been in an office together. So we're going to try to find places where we can put those objects that you guys have sent us and created for us as well in those places. So thank you. And I think that's going to wrap it up for us for our Ashes of Creation April development update. We'll see you all next month for another update.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
So the final takeaway that I have from this as well is this is the first time in a long time, in months, I would say in almost a year, I would think, almost a year, that we have seen the development video, the development update, have non-developer staff participating in a video. So, because I think the last one was, I want to say it was the first caravan battle. I think was the last one where you had meaningful interaction with the community in that environment. So it was good to see that. I was expecting to see this footage, or similar footage from like the December tests, because it was promised and we never got that. So it was good to finally see some of that. Got to see some raid boss stuff. Got to actually see some actual, content, more legitimate content. Now that's a raid boss. I don't think, with 3 classes, I don't think you really would have been able to take that. Oh, we have an emergency alert. Oh, let's see what it says here. It says Alberta emergency alert, public health alert issued by Government of Alberta. New COVID-19 restrictions are now in effect for hotspots. I just got a text from somebody else telling me that we got it. Across Alberta, please follow the rules, get vaccinated, and go outdoors to safely socialize while distancing. To help to learn more, go to some website. So Great. I'm gonna look at that, and yeah, I mean, uh, we're off topic now, so I'll check that out. So, this will be uploaded to YouTube. So if you are watching this on YouTube, please like, thumbs up, subscribe, whatever. I might put this up on my Rumble as well. I'm not doing too bad on Rumble. If there's other places you think I should be putting my videos, by all means, let me know. And thank you to we got a few new follows today. That was awesome. We had Bisu TV and Grey Pelt join us as new followers. That's great. And yeah, again, happy COVID, everybody. I got my Ashes of Creation mask. I don't wear masks, but so you guys can see. So it's actually a full Ashes of Creation. It's unofficial. So there's my Phoenix Radio logo there as well. This is unofficial. I can give these away. I cannot sell them. And like I said, I'm surprised they don't sell these on their own shop. I mean, with everybody having to mask up and stuff, they sell these for 10, 20 bucks a piece, man. They make a mint. So, yeah. Thank you guys for watching. Much better video. They are getting better. The last month was pretty good. This one's pretty good. We're starting to see some actual content, some foundational stuff. All in all, it is getting better. So, which is great. Alpha 1 should be coming out. I'm interested to see how we get our hands on that. If I can just upgrade or how that happens. It is confirmed 500 US. I already have the 350 or 375, I think. So it's 125 bucks. It's going to be like 200 bucks for me. After exchange and everything, because I'm in Canada. So thank you guys so very much. And I know this is a recording. It's not going to matter after the fact, but we do have our giveaway, our raffle, and it will start in an hour. And we do it the last day of every month, and it's 30% of whatever I have received through donations or bits, or a $5 Amazon gift card. So it's an Amazon gift card either way, and it's in Canadian funds. So because I'm in Canada, so that's how we roll here. So you don't know how much the raffle is until you sign up, and you have to use the channel points, which we call our emeralds or !EM if you're on the Twitch stream. Just go to the channel, and if the bot's up and running, it'll tell you how many you have, and it's 500 emeralds per ticket. So thank you guys so very much for being here and being a part of another live stream. It's just under 2 hours. I'm going to be lazy. I'm not going to edit any of it. I'm just going to throw this up on YouTube. So thank you guys very much. And thank you to all of my subscribers and my supporters who help make this kind of content possible. Gramp Games, Kevin 6, Upfront Poop Dog, Random Runes, Core Code, Fenrir, Pug Planet, Yodamu, and Ornithosophilus. Thank you guys so very much. We'll see you later.